Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome. Yeah, good afternoon. Let's join in. We'll be doing this double simultaneous broadcast. We'll be doing this on TikTok and on YouTube. Good afternoon and welcome. We're going to be talking about how to recall senators, House of Reps, and State House of Assembly members. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope I found you well. Yesterday was hectic. After I did the show, the show in the afternoon, in the morning, I went to swim and I swam 62 lengths, approximately 41 minutes and 50 seconds for 62 lengths. Not bad. So I actually enjoyed that. This morning we've been looking at more on the Constitution. Good morning. Welcome on board. My phone is playing up, so I've not been able to do one or two things that I would normally do. So if you don't get a call, those who I'm meant to contact, apologies for that. I'm going to try and resolve it. Fine. So let me just check. I'm just trying to make sure we got things covered pretty much. Oh goodness me, it's still saying it's full. It's when the system is just really clogged up. But that's not a problem. Not to worry. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to do that right now. Give me 1 second. Good afternoon, welcome. Peace Africa, welcome on board. Good afternoon. Pin your goal. Okay, go pin. Okay. Okay, how do I pin it? I don't know. I'm just trying to. I don't know how to do it, but anyway. I'm going to hold on to it. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please don't forget to share the broadcast. Help us reach as many people as possible. It's very, very important. I might go and touch on another subject later on, which I find very, very important, and that's to the call to actually a declaration was made yesterday where they spoke about removing renouncing the Berlin Conference, and I think it's worth discussing. However, because I've already had this constitution in mind, I wanted to talk about this constitution first, so that at least we have, we have a continuing. It's very, very important. Peace, hope. Oh, good. I'm good. Thanks. I'm good. Thank you very much. Let me pin this comment. I'm going to probably try and see if I can bring people to join me. Others wouldn't necessarily know, but I'm going to try and add and share again to as many people as possible, because it's very important what we're about to do here. We shouldn't allow these people to just talk anymore now, and just get away with it. Those in government, they cannot get away with what they're doing, and just keep saying, I can do whatever I want to do. We have to begin to use the powers we possess. I know it's not easy. We have to. That's the only course of action we have at this point. If we don't do that, then I'm afraid that the entire system will just continue to oppress us. So what we're advocating for is to continue to use the Constitution to at least translate it into our local languages, so that people can and begin to hold those they elect into office to account. We are being deliberately impoverished by the entire system. But what I will do is, let me talk about this first, and if I have more space, if I have time, I'll probably bring in that topic as well, and I will see if I can play something about that on that as well, because it's worth talking about, really. But let us start off with what we wanted to do, and then we can then see how we can progress it. Right. Welcome on board. Please do share. I'll talk for a little bit. You can see at the top it says how to recall your senators, House of Reps, State of Assembly members. according to the 1999 Constitution. Now, this relates specifically to Nigeria. The process will be different. Will be different according to the nation that you're in Africa, but they're essentially the same thing because they were both. All of them were written by the same people, who imposed the Berlin Conference on us all. You follow? So, so there. It's very, very important that we carry that on with that. Let me do something now. I'm actually gonna do this. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. I'm trying to check something here. You know, okay. Reset. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It is all consistent settings. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that now and come back to it. 1 minute. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's fine. Give me one sec. I want to just check one thing. I've got to do this now because yeah, it's affecting what I need to do. Okay, good. Thank you very much. So, what I was trying to what I'm saying is this: each country will be different, but what we want to do is to begin to teach each other this how to recall your senators. Now, the purpose of what I'm going to do here now, it will be largely in English, but I also have a platform in Yoruba that I will be teaching it in Yoruba. But what I will do is I'll reference it in the discussions, and I'll say those sections in Yoruba so you can get an understanding of how that would work in your own language. It's just simply translating what is in English or in French into your own language and telling your people and communicating the key steps they need to take. There are always key steps the people must take to begin to actually hold those in government to account. And when the people know those powers in their local languages, they are that more effective and they can prevent the exploitation of their own resources because they know the powers they possess. 9 times out of 10, they will make a decision about exploiting the resources in the area, knowing fully well that the people do not know their rights to be able to stand up against it. That is what they are banking on. But because we are now trying to do this in a way to actually make people aware of their constitution in the local languages, that means that they will have to go through the people and the people will be part of the process. And you need to be part of the process so that you can actually be able to monitor. Our role as sovereigns is to monitor our governance. That's our role. So that's very important. Now let me go and look at one more thing for you. Now, we are going to go into, sorry about that. I'm just going to check. I was just checking something, but I can't do it there. I'm going to have to move this here and then do that. And then hopefully we should be all set. Okay, so we're going to go back here. Now, what I need to read, I'm going to be referring to the 1999 Constitution simultaneously in English and in Yoruba, as much as is possible, because all the time it's to demonstrate how we can use this within our communities now, not tomorrow, now. It's very, very important. So I'm going to go into the Constitution and we'll be keen on the key areas and looking at the key areas. Now, before we go too far ahead, I'm going to refresh our memory. In the 1999 Constitution for Yoruba, in Nigeria, for example, Section 14(2)(a) states, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution. Oh, 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 oh. Excuse me. Pardon me. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? You can't hear me. Sorry. Ah. Can anybody hear me now? Sorry about that. Sometimes I'm using two different mics, so I forget. There's because I'm on YouTube, I've got a mic and I can hear myself on there, and I think it's working on TikTok. So I do apologize. Oh, you can hear me. Someone heard me. Okay, you heard me. Good. That's fine. You heard me. So what I want to say, what I want to say is this: above all, we need to begin to ensure. Sorry about this. Let me just make sure this is working. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You can hear me all right. Okay. So, one of the things that I want to say is this: we have to continue to make our people aware of their rights. So, we start with section 14.2a in the in English, then I'll do it in Yoruba, then I'll do 14.2c and again in Yoruba. So 14.2a goes like this: sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through this constitution derives all its powers and authority. It's very important that we know that. And again, this would apply whether you're in Senegal, whether you're in Gambia, wherever you are. It's knowing those rights in your language. Now, in Yoruba, that same section, abala kẹrìnlá ẹsẹ̀ kejì a, goes like this: ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tíjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Once again, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí gba gbogbo láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba ti ń gba gbogbo àṣẹ àti agbára rẹ̀. One more time, I'll say it. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So that is 14.2a in Yoruba. So in your case, if you're in Senegal, that section you read that to people in Senegalese language or in Mandinka language or whatever that language is. And it's the object is for them to begin to memorize that, and it switches them on. It literally, when you know those words in your language, you know that you possess power. Ashe ati agbara means you have the powers, authority and a power and authority over your governance. That is what it means in English. In Yoruba language is Ashe ati agbara, and that makes the people know, okay, I have that power to hold my government to account. Those words are very particular and necessary in local languages so that people can begin to connect themselves to it. They are, when you tell them those key words of the power and authority in the language, Ashe ati agbara, people understand that their community possesses power to begin to influence their own community using the powers within their constitution in their language. So it's really important when we're doing this to explain that. Now, the second part of it, 14.2c, the participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. One more time. The participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. So I will invite people later on. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to make sure we get this thing going first for a while. So that is that section about participation in 14.2c. Now in Yoruba, it goes like this: ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. One more time. Abala kẹrìnlá ẹsẹ̀ kejì sí: ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. We have to get comfortable with hearing our African languages spoken. What has been done to us? Many people, I was watching the video today, they said to a guy, oh, can you tell us your story? They said, can you tell us in English? Oh, no, in Yoruba. No, I'll say it in English. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thomas Sankara, thank you very much. Thank you so much. And what he said was very important, interesting. He said, no, I'll speak in English. You see, that means that we've been conditioned to thanks. So let me just put this here. We've been conditioned to believe that if we speak any other language other than English or French, whatever we're saying has no importance. So we need to be speaking that language. We are consciously, by the time when we speak the language, even if others don't understand, you can translate it. You can. I'll invite Yaz in a minute. So it is important that we get used to that. And on the platforms that we're going to be going on, certainly we'll be speaking our African languages. They will be prominent. Of course, English and French will play a role because that was what has been used to to hold us in those various camps. But the priority will be our local languages. It's important for us to really understand that. That underpins what we're trying to do, because it is in our people receiving information in their local languages, they are able to interact and be part of their governance. Very, very important. So, section 14.2c. Now, I'll invite, if I see somebody there, if I see anybody that I recognize, I will add you. But I'm just waiting for a minute. I'll probably bring Peace African Hope as well. So do bear with me, my brother. I'll just give me 5-10 minutes. And I'll throw you an invite anyway. But will you just be quiet for a few minutes whilst I say what I'm trying to say here. So in the Nigerian constitution now, we have that. You have I've read the power you possess. Now you now know as a sovereign, you possess the power and authority over your government. Indeed, your government borrows those powers from you. They derive the powers and authority from you as a collective, from every community, from every local government area. They derive those powers from us collectively as well as individually. It's all of those powers put together that enables them to govern over us. Remember, they're borrowing it. We can use those powers. Now, how do we use the powers? It's through section 14.2c, participation. The participation in our governance is key, because when we are participating, we are monitoring our governance. We begin to monitor them. You know, amojuto ìjọba wa, amojuto wọn. That's in my language. Amojuto ìjọba, iṣẹ́ wa dẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó dẹ̀ di dandan kí ká máa mójútó ìjọba, tá a bá mójútó wọn, wọ́n máa máa jí owó wa jẹ. If we do not monitor them, what will happen is they will be looting our funds. So these are the things that we're saying to make people very aware that we need to begin to participate in our governance. We have to make sure we are comfortable with it. We've been made to be comfortable with going to church and the mosque. And those places, they don't have any hold whatsoever over our governance. They are merely distractions to prevent us from focusing on what is important, which is our governance and our role in monitoring the governance, in questioning them, in holding them to account at every level. Keep in mind, in our local languages. Very, very important. Now, I played a video earlier on. There's a video. There's a senator in Nigeria, Senator Sunday Karimi. Senator Sunday Karimi. He came on air, and I showed the video earlier on. They were asking him questions. Why is it that you are quite happy to spend 140 million naira on buying expensive cars when people are suffering, when people have no light, no water, no road, no schools, no bridges? He said, well, and he came up with this excuse. He said, there's nothing wrong with me having a car like that. Do you know, before I came into this position, I had the big car like that as well. So it's not new to me. Well, the question I'm asking him is that, well, I'm putting back to him. That is not what the people put you there to do. The people put you in that role as a senator to meet their needs, to ensure that the infrastructure that is meant to come to the community comes to the community. The budget meant for constituency projects is spent on constituency projects. That is your role. Whatever you have personally as a car, that is your personal business. That is of no concern to the people. When you stood up and contested for the position of senator, you promised to serve the people. Now that you are in there now, you are now talking about, oh, I've got that car before. I even have a bigger car than that. So there's no big deal. No, that is very, very, very wrong. Just look at what Thomas Sankara did. And not Thomas Sankara. You see, Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore is using the Range Rover that they got for the president back in 1994. He's not buying a new car. He's not spending money. He's not wasting money on that. What is he doing? Instead of using that money to buy a new car, he's buying tractors. He's building my gold mine. He's, getting people to go back to the farms. He's going to visit the people. And he's not giving himself, rewarding himself with all of these flashy cars, which you don't need. He's building factories. How many factories can 140,000, 40 million naira build? Let me go and do that right now. So how many cars can 140 million naira, and how many factories can 140 million naira, build in Nigeria? Let me type that in. I'm trying to see, so you can see the reason why we are going through the step of recalling the senators, the House of Reps, the State House of Assembly members. We are going to go through that step by step. So how many cars? Because they were busy buying new cars, imported cars. They're not even buying locally made cars. They are buying imported cars, which means that they are not even patriotic. These people are not patriotic. If they were patriotic and they were really serious about being the leaders in the government and working for the people, they would be buying the local cars. They are going to buy Toyota, Daihatsu, all of these cars made in Japan and in Asia. And they're not building their own economy. This is why we are talking about recalling the senators. Now, let us go and get this one. How many cars can 100 million naira, and how many factories? How many factories can 140 million naira build? Yeah. Let's just put. I'm just putting just a question. Naira, not area. Naira. I just want to just give an idea. That's just one car. Okay. So, I'm just going to read something here. So, it says here, you can start a business with 10 million naira. What business can 10 million naira start in Nigeria? Food processing, packaging business, real estate, agency. So these are what that money. So the 140 million naira that he has in his hand, he can actually start businesses. Food processing, packaging business, real estate agency development, importation and exportation, event planning, agricultural. So 10 million, that is 10 million possibilities of providing jobs for maybe each of the jobs can prove, let's say 2 people. So 10 million starting a business times 2. Yeah. So that's 10 million times 2. So you got 140 million. 140 times 2. Yeah. That's 200 and am I correct in that? Yeah. So no, not 200. That's 28 people that you will actually impact. Yeah? With the jobs. And you will be creating employment in the economy. And that would also provide other jobs, because when you create businesses, other businesses will come there. People who are selling street hawkers, people who are selling shoes, all of this will all impact the community. But instead of that, they are buying finished goods from abroad. They are not following the example of Ibrahim Traore, who says, no, I don't need a new car. We need factories. We need tractors. We need mining refinery to mine our gold ourselves, to create jobs. That is why we are talking about how people in these communities can recall their senators. And there are steps you can take. So, as you all know, as you well know, one of the things that I've talked about over and over, please remember, always know, I would suggest in Nigeria and in other parts of Africa, know the two key sections about your sovereignty and power and how to participate in your governance. Whatever way they might call it in different language. Sovereignty and power and your participation in your government. Sovereignty and power is under one heading, sovereignty. participation is under another heading. So you need those two to be able to now, in your local language, to now begin to participate in your governance and holding them to account. And the participation is you will be having meetings with calling town hall meetings. But before you do that, here is a checklist before we go ahead. So now you now know the 14.2 and 14.2c of it. 14.2a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. In English, in Yoruba, ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ní síjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. And then the 14.2c, again in Yoruba, the participation, in English, the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. And of course in Yoruba, ìkópa àwọn ènìyàn nínú ìjọba wọn gbọ́dọ̀ rí dájú ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú àwọn òfin orílẹ̀-èdè. It is very important that we keep repeating this over and over, because the more you hear it, the more you will remember it. And this would apply in your language. So it won't be if you're speaking Igbo, you need to be remember and repeating this over and over and over. And one more thing I'd like to add, please make sure that children from the age of 4, you teach them those sections, those very key sections that contains the power and sovereignty and participation, so that it is something they are familiar with. We need to keep doing that. Okay, so now we have that. So to be able to recall your senator, you need to do certain key things. Number one, make sure you have independent local community associations. When I say independent, they are not controlled by anybody in government. Because if they are controlled by anybody in government, they will simply prevent you from recalling a bad senator. So you have to be collectively independent. Setting up the name, and the name, it will be in the name of your community. So you all know that it's about focusing. I suggest it should be the name of your community. So you will all be aware that, right, the reason why this group is created is to ensure that our collective needs are met in the community, namely infrastructure, healthcare, schools, all of those things. So you have to have an independent local community association that is not influenced by anybody in government. It is entirely controlled by the people. You are deciding what is going to happen. So that's number one. Number two, you need to have assessment of all the infrastructure in your community. So from the independent local community association, members are appointed to oversee the assessment of the infrastructure in their community. So some members, maybe 2 or 3 members will be on roads, another 2 or 3 members will be on water, another 2 or 3 members will be on electricity, another 2 or 3 members will be on schools, another 2 or 3 members will be on hospitals, and so on and so forth. And you will go make an assessment of how those infrastructures are working in your community, and you bring a report. So that's what you need to do. In Yoruba, I'll just say this. Láti dá ẹgbẹ́ àdúgbò sílẹ̀ tí ó jẹ́ pé ó dá dúró tí àwọn ìjọba tí wọ́n lọ́wọ́ lórí ẹ̀. Nínú àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yẹn, apá ẹsẹ̀ kejì, ẹ máa wá yan àwọn èèyàn tó máa lọ yẹ àwọn nǹkan tí ò ṣiṣẹ́ ládùúgbò wò. Àwọn tó máa lọ wo títì, àwọn tó máa lọ ṣe ètò omi, àwọn tó máa ṣe ti ilé ìwòsàn, àwọn tó máa ṣe ti ilé ìwé, àwọn tó máa ṣe ti ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Again, I'm simply translating what I said in English into Yoruba. So I'm trying to make sure we get comfortable. All of us must get comfortable in hearing ourselves speaking our language. I switch into that because I'm deliberately making sure that we do not find our own language. Because when we speak French or English, our own language sounds foreign to us. Some of us will try to pronounce the names. We try and pronounce it in English name. My name is Ayo, not Ayo. My name is Ayo, not Ayo. Ayo is what we call it in Yoruba, and all of this is getting us to be using and be comfortable in using our African languages. It is very, very important. So, like I said, so now we've talked about 1, independent local community associations, 2, appointing members that are going to record and assess the state of the infrastructure in the local communities. Number 3, memorize section 14.2a and 14.2c, or the equivalent in your own country, or the equivalent in your own country. Memorize that. Teach 4-year-olds. Begin to do that. All of this we'll be doing. We're hoping to have some stakeholders involved in the communities. But here's where the funding comes into it. And by the way, please, you can see above my head, I've got my Cash App, I've got my PayPal. You can take a screenshot of that, and whatever. If you wish to help us in this project, you can of course do so. And I'm really grateful. And please tap on the screen. Help us grow the like and the live. Share it. Let it reach more people. And definitely, what we're doing here is actually putting power, actual real power, in the hands of the people to begin to change our mindset, to realize that we have that power to make this change. And it's all of us collectively in our community. We are community-based people. We have to remember that. That has to be at the forefront of our mind. When we decide we want to do anything, we have to look at it from a community point of view. That is how we are. So it's very, very important that we do so. Now, what I want to do is somebody's putting in real aid. I'm not quite sure what that is. I don't fully understand it. I will do that when I'll come out live one day and I'll just play games to understand how this live thing works, where you're playing games and things. I don't understand it fully, I'll be honest. But now, so it's very important. So we appreciate you, and please, thank you very much. That's the Cash App there. That's the PayPal. Whatever you can do to give any gifts, you're welcome. And also, we welcome gifts on the live as you're watching, and we're grateful for your support. So now let's carry on with what we're doing. Now, the object of what we just said there now is, once you now know we have an independent local government association. You have assessed and recorded the state of your infrastructure in your community. You know the section 14.2 and 14.2c off head in your community. You will need that, because when you get to the meeting, you should be able to say it off head in front of the senators and House of Reps and governors, all of them, so that they know that they have nowhere to hide. This is all about psychology. Everything I'm saying here is all about psychology. It's all about, once they understand that they have nowhere to hide, watch how they suddenly start complying, because they know that you know your right. So it's very important you know this off head. Be comfortable in it, understand it, be able to explain it. That's why it is important for you to have the copy and memorize it. Every member of the community must have that, and you must be teaching children from the age of 4. Okay, now you now write a letter. You write a letter to the local. You write a letter to the following people. Before I say that now, this is a checklist. You write a letter to the local government chairman, state house of assembly member, house of assembly member, house of reps, senators, and of course governors. You write a letter to each and every one of them to call them to the town hall meeting. Once you do that at the meeting, you reel off section 14.2a, the one that has the power and authority in it, to remind them that your community, as you stand up and speak, whoever is the chair for the local community association will stand up, or the deputy, or whoever is designated to speak will stand up and say, we the community, we are reminding you that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. The powers that you're using to govern us, you derive it from us. We need you to understand that when we're asking you questions, that you have to answer our concerns, because you are serving the people. So that way, now they begin to understand. Again, you say this in your local language. So in this case, I will use Yoruba, for example. At the meeting, once they come, you say, okay, ẹ káàsán, ẹ kú jókòó, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin òṣèlú o. Ìdí tá a ṣe wálé ní aláti wá rán yín létí pé àwa ará àdúgbò yìí o, àwa la ní àṣẹ àti agbára o. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe kọ sínú ìwé òfin, ó lọ báyìí. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà, láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. Torí náà, a fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé àwa ará ìlú, ará àdúgbò yìí la ní àṣẹ àti agbára. Àwa lẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún, a dẹ̀ ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti ibi ní ìbéèrè lórí gbogbo iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń ṣe fún wa. A fẹ́ wádìí ẹ̀dẹ̀ láti dá wa lóhùn. So you see, I've said that now in the same thing I said in English, I've said it in Yoruba. That way, those politicians or the local government chairman, state of assembly members, house of reps, senators, governors, all of them will have nowhere to hide, because now they now know the parameters, and they know that the people know their rights and they have to answer them. They can't fob them off. It is really important. It's all about psychology now. What we're talking about is about this is about psychology. Now, once that's done, you now ask them questions, and they have to answer, because they will be remembering that all of you are aware of your rights as citizens in that community. More importantly, in your local language. You see why the language is important? Now, those who are from some of these leaders will be from within you, and they will think, oh, because you don't know it in English, they have gotten away. But now that you're speaking in the language that they cannot hide from, they know that you know your powers. They can't cheat you. There is a psychology to this. And that is what we're trying to inculcate and encourage in all our communities. Of course, they want us not to know. They have to always hide something to be able to exploit. Remember that. They have to always hide something in order to exploit. The minute they cannot hide it. You see, again, why is my comments being filtered? I need to challenge Facebook. Facebook are saying some of my comments were filtered to protect the community experience. What comments? Has anybody had me use any words? Have I said any negative words on here? I've taken a screenshot, by the way, and I'm going to be challenging TikTok. And this is one of the reasons why I keep saying we need to have our own platform, because we are here now talking coherently, using all the right words. No, if we're talking about anything in terms of, I've not even mentioned YT or on a live or anything like that, and yet here we are. So already you can see that the life is being controlled, but nonetheless we will continue. I'm just bringing that to your attention as we speak. So now we've got now we understand why we need this in our local languages. Because once the people in the community knows their powers, those serving them cannot exploit them. And that's the point. They cannot be exploited. And that is what we're trying to achieve. So we need all of this constitution translated into local languages. And once the people start asking questions, they have nowhere to hide. Now, and that will cover everything. So you would ask a question about how much it is they're spending, who are the contractors, how much is left, when is the project expected to be completed, what is the balance left. All of this, again, in your local language. All of it must be in your local language. They will have nowhere to hide. Please tap, and share the broadcast as you're watching. I truly appreciate your support. Tap, and share the broadcast. Let us reach as many people as possible, and we need this is aimed at the entire African continent. I firmly believe we are on the way already. We are doing it. We're not waiting. We've already started this process of enlightening our people using our local languages and giving examples that others can now go and use in their own language to begin to take action. You don't have to wait. If you have access to the Nigerian Constitution, www.citizenay.org, you can have it on there in Yoruba, in English. I have it up to Section 53 in Yoruba. You can use it in your community, right now. You don't have to wait. But of course, if we need training as to how you can get our people on ground to understand that this is in their interest, there we're needing your help. And that's why we're talking about the Cash App and the PayPal that you see on the screen, that you can take a screenshot of. I'll move out of the way. So if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead and take a screenshot, share it, and then donate to us, and then we can be setting up all of these things. And we need this to be set up across all 55 African nations. It is that simple. That's what we need to do. So where you're speaking French, those who, like in areas like Senegal, for example, they will be converting the Senegalese constitution, the French words, French written constitution, into their local languages to aid the people to know the laws they're governed by. All what they've been done, even if you look at the way the Bible is done, they hide things from you. The Quran, they hide things from you and then they tell you that is it. And because you are made to feel powerless, it's important to understand this. The religions of Islam and Christianity is designed to make you feel powerless. And then they will say, we are going to give you a way to solve your problem. So they make themselves to be your overlord, that they're solving your problems when they're not. They don't have that power. They cannot do anything. It's all words. It's all psychology. So we need that to happen in all parts of Africa. The translation of the constitution, be it in English or in French, into local languages. And also teach stakeholders how to train the community to become aware and use, not only aware of the constitution, but to use the powers within it to get the infrastructure put in place in their communities. So now everybody is now involved at the local level. It is not waiting for something from above. People are taking action at the local level, which is what we need across the whole of Africa. Now, so now going back to all of this goes back now to how to recall the senator. Now, everything I said before in terms of when you're going to go to meetings and all of that, it is very good to have that in place already. And also, one more thing, with all of this, everything I said, there has to be monthly meetings, because that way everybody will get used to that system and you can spread it across all communities. The meetings every month is to keep on top of and monitor. We have to understand, àwa la láti máa mójútó ìjọba wa. Àwa aráàlú la láti máa mójútó ìjọba wa. It is we, the people, that have to monitor our governance. You see, I'm interchanging between Yoruba and English because I want the people to understand in our local language the words I've said. Àwa la láti máa mójútó ìjọba wa means we have to be the ones monitoring our government. And that has to happen. And for that to happen, you have to be in the process having monthly meetings, calling the town to get updates and follow up what's not been done in your community. So this is something we are beginning to change mindset. The more we do this, the more we wake up many mindsets. Very, very important in all our communities. Okay, now, so we are now going to go into the section about the senator, where we're going to recall. Now, I don't know, I only know Nigerian constitution, but I know that there is, in all constitutions, when you have politicians in place, they have ways in which they can recall them. In Nigeria, for example, in the Nigerian constitution, section 69 gives you the steps which you can take to recall your senator when they fail you. So in the case of this Senator Karimi now, who clearly did not see anything wrong in spending money on buying a vehicle when the people have not got lights, water, roads, or anything in their community, they have the right to recall him already by his admission and the way he spoke on the program on channels, which you saw. If you go and look at my timeline, you can see the talk about how, you know, the what are the words I use. I can't remember the exact words I used, but you will see. Let me just, in fact, I'm going to actually go and look at it myself and I will read it out the way I said it. That way you can see it. So if you go to my timeline, you will see, I just want to make sure you can see that because it's very important how we do this. So I will read it to you. 1 second.
Listen to
it. So the sheer audacity of lawmakers like Senator Karimi in trying to justify spending 140, I put 40, but 140 million naira public funds lavishly on buying imported cars. So now you see the video and the people will know about this. Now they have the right to recall him because he has lost the trust of the people. The reason why you have the power to recall is because the citizens, the community, have lost the trust in the elected senator. And they have the power to recall as a result. Ní Yorùbá ní ṣókí, ẹ ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti pe aṣòfin àgbà sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ pé padà pé kẹgbẹ́ kúrò nípò torí pé àwọn náà ná owó ló lé ní 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà tí wọ́n lọ fi ra mọ́tò tí àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ń jìyà ń lé lórí náà ẹ ní àṣẹ láti pè padà yẹn náà ń pè ní recall ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. So what I'm trying to do here is, you see, I'm doing interchanges so that you can get the sense. Again, those of you not speaking Yoruba, if you're speaking Igbo, what I said in English now, I want you to imagine it in Igbo. I want you to imagine it in Mandinga. I want you to imagine it in whatever your language is across the whole of Africa. That's the step you need to take. Now, we are going to go into it in depth. So because that senator has done that in front on live camera and said, oh, I've got that car. It's not, I have a bigger car than that. That's not what he was elected for. He was elected to serve the people. Let me see if I can play what he said to you. 1 second. If I can play it to you. So you can, because I need you to understand why you're taking this action. And it's not just not just hearsay. Let me see if I can play this up. 1 second. 1 second. Let me see. Let me see if I can play. 1 second.
And that's my reason why we're asking you, should you be spending that much money on the car you insist on having?
So let me see if it will work. I hope you can hear it. Okay, I can't quite hear it. But anyway, the point I'm making is that he came on air, Senator Karimi came on air, and he tried to defend the fact that he's buying foreign cars, not buying local cars, and spending 140 million naira on cars for himself when his community hasn't got the things they need, like roads, like water, like schools and bridges, and they're suffering. And the price of things are very high. There's high inflation, and it does seem to show a lack of care for the community. Those are grounds on which the people have the right to recall him. Now, we're going to go to section 69 of the 1999 Constitution, and I'll try and do it in English and subsequently in Yoruba as well. So I'm going to try and read that to you. I think I already have it in Yoruba, but I will see. Let's see how far we do with this one. The idea is to get us used to doing this in every community. And we can do this. We are doing it. It is going to happen. I need you to know, by the steps that we're taking, we are making awareness happen. We're not waiting for anybody. We are collectively taking those steps.
What are you doing being a lawmaker?
Let me mute that one. Sorry about that. So anyway, I'll come back and adjust that. I'm not too sure if I've got the right levels on there, but we will see how things progress. Now, okay. So let me see. Is that not okay? Sorry, 1 second. No. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So that's happening now. Okay, good. Got that going, and I'll come back and start that later on. Now, so like I was saying, we are now going to go to the section. Keep in mind, this is about Nigeria. We're talking about Nigeria now, but this will be the same for other countries on the African continent, and we need to do this consistently. So now we're going to go to section 69 because that's where in the Nigerian section it now outlines how the people can recall their senator, and we need to explain that in English and in Yoruba. And of course, this will automatically, that means that you should be thinking about it in your own local language to explain to your community so they can take control of that situation and know the powers that they possess and how to use it. Now we're going to go to 69. Let's go here. So we're going to go to section 69 of the 1999 Constitution. And incidentally, I'm going to try and find the constituency where Senator Karimi is the head, and those communities need to really we look at his actions in light of his actions of being sort of not even apologetic about the fact that he did not put into consideration their concerns, the lack of not being able to feed the family, no, bad roads and all of that. All he was interested in is getting the 140 million naira car, an imported car that is not going to give the country any benefit because it's not being made by the company, by the nation. Anytime we spend our own funds and it leaves our shores, the funds don't come back. We lose out. We need to build. He should be buying in our community to make sure that our own fund stays in our economy and it generates jobs. But you see, the thinking of many of those so-called politicians, they don't have that thinking because they are puppets. Many of them are puppets. This is why we need to know the constitution in our local languages so that people can begin to understand and really be able to pick out who is a really leader, true leader, and who is not, based on knowing the constitution in their local languages. It's going to be difficult for anybody to fool them. That is the point we're doing. We're trying to emphasize here. So we've got to section 69. Now I'm going to try and do something. There is two. I'm going to get the Yoruba version out as well because I have that. I've done that myself, and I've tried as far as possible to make sure that the words and everything tallies and it translates as best as possible from English to Yoruba. But I have it, and of course, I mean, I'm still tweaking and doing more, and the more as I find things, I sort of still tweak. But it captures what we need to know, that the people have that power to recall their senators and remove him. Recall is really removing him, but it's a process that we're trying to explain. So let us. Oh goodness me, what is this now? I don't need that now. Okay, let me just check this. Give me one sec. Now, so I have the. If you go to my website www.citizenay.org, you will see the Iwe-Ofin 1999 near the Yoruba there. So this is already on there in Yoruba, translating the sections. I beg your pardon. No, it's not there. It's not there yet. I have done this separately. Sorry, I've only gone to section 53, but you have up to 53 there. I've got 69, and I did that individually because of this broadcast. So I'm going to show it now. So those of you who are watching me on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. So section 110 is going to come up, and section 69 will come as well. So we're going to do it in the right order. Let me just get this going. Sorry about this. Section 69. Section 69. Section 69. 1 second, please. Okay, no problem. There's ways of doing this. If it's going to be difficult in that way, let me try again. Okay, section 69, camera roll. So just give me a minute, please. So I have that in Yoruba language. Section 69. Okay, got it. Here we are. So I have that in Yoruba. So we will do that presently, and I will translate it, and I'll do the English version first, then I'll do the Yoruba. Just because I'm speaking in English here. Ordinarily, when I'm on Oduduwa TV radio, which I'll probably be doing later on today, I will be doing it in entirely Yoruba language because I want the audience to be immersed in the language, to get comfortable with hearing the words in the language, to be speaking and interacting in purely our local languages because it's our land, it's our space, it's our ancestral ways, it's our culture, it is Africa, it is our people land. This is all about psychology. All of this is to wake us up. We've been put to sleep. Anything positive is being stripped away from our African self. Anything negative is being enforced, has been imposed on us, and we need to remove that and put positive energy into our languages. So when we're talking about laws in a language, we're empowering our community by doing that. We are actually literally empowering our community when we are going to anything we're going to do. And all our students should be taught in local languages. You can teach chemistry, physics, biology, mathematics, all in your local languages without using a single English word. You can. This is not to say that I detest or hate English language or French language. No. On the African continent, we have to ensure that African languages reign supreme. That's it. That's it. That is it. Now, let us go and read this section for you. Thank you for hanging with me, and please do share. Continue to like the page. I really appreciate your support, and we welcome gifts. And thank you those of you who are giving us gifts. We really are grateful, and we are very appreciative of your gesture. 1 second, please. I want to make sure I've got the right thing I'm showing you. Okay, good. Now, okay, the Constitution. Now, in the Nigerian Constitution, how to recall your senators. I'm going to read that in English, then I'll go into the Yoruba version, and then we'll talk about the steps again. I'm keeping in mind all of this requires you to have built a local community association. And please, whatever language you're speaking, never do this alone. It has to be community based. Never do it alone. If you do it alone, you risk being taken out of the picture. Well, we all know how things roll. Because I have to be careful with what I'm saying. You don't want to be, sticking out, and then they will send people to do different things and unaliving and all that. We don't want that. So never ever do this alone. You have to have a community mindset. It's about communal mindset. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mariam, yeah, Juru, it did. Thank you. You're so right. I'm so glad that let me pin that. I'm gonna pin that actually because I quite like the words there. I hope the network is not playing up. It's giving me. I can see there's some problems. I may have to. Oh, okay. If it goes off, I will because I cannot seem to. Can you all see me? I hope you can see me. Okay, I'm gonna get it back. I hope you let me get it back. Okay, give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. There, and then let me go back again. Okay, is it any better? Because I like what you said there and I wanted to keep it. Is it any better? I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. No, it's not showing. Okay, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, let's go back in here. Citizen AY. Give me 1 sec. Copy. Okay. Okay. Oh. Copy. Copy. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, just want to just check. So let me see, because I want to make sure we get this right. Good. Follow back. I'm going to follow you back. So I'm following you right back. Thank you very much. Thanks for waiting. Now I'm going to put some things in the comment section. So comments. So I'm going to put a comment. Again, I'm putting the Cash App in there. I'm putting the, so you can help. Let me see if I can pin it. If I can pin it, I will pin it. No, it's not. Okay, yes. Yeah. Okay, you can't pin it, that's fine. I'll be sharing the cash app now and then. So, now, like we said, this is all about we have to reawaken ourselves. We've been put to sleep. Our communities have been put to sleep. We don't have a sense of pride of who we are. I wear African clothes with pride. I speak the language, I eat the food, I cook it, I go and buy from African shops, I speak the language. All of that is to restore pride in being African. There's nothing wrong in being English or nothing wrong with being French, but there's equally nothing wrong in being African. I embrace my Africanness. I love the skin that I'm in, and that's what we're trying to bring to life. And empowering us enables us to connect better, and we have to know that we are community based. We exist on the African continent as a community, and this individualism is not part of who we are as Africans, as our Kebulan people. So now we've got to section 69 now, so let's read that. Now, keep in mind this is the Nigerian constitution. They might have a different, it might be under a different number or heading, but the key is you understand when they talk about recalling, when they mention a certain senator or whatever they're mentioning, the equivalent of the senator in your in French is what you will see, and then you translate it to your local language. So that's what I'm trying to inculcate. I hope that makes sense. So now 69, a member of the Senate or House of Representatives may be recalled if such a member A, there is presented to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission a petition signed by more than half of the persons registered to vote in that member's constituency, alleging their loss of confidence in that member. You see why this is very important. This is demonstrating the power that the local people have. Àpẹẹrẹ tí mo sọ ń sìn, ó jẹ́ àpẹẹrẹ agbára tí ẹ ní àwọn àgbègbè yín lápapọ̀. Ẹ lè yọ òṣèlú aṣòfin àgbà, ẹ lè yọ wọ́n kúrò nípò torí wọn ò ṣe tó tẹ́ yín lọ́rùn. I'm just saying what I said in Yoruba, in English moments before, in Yoruba. Exactly the same thing, more or less, but I'll read it even more, I'll go and read that properly. But I wanted to just say that as I go along. So, 69A. So, now we now know that you, as citizens, you have that right to recall. And this is why you need to have monthly meetings, because this is preparing for such a time. You have to be monitoring the government. Anything can happen at any moment. When you have a regular meeting every month, when you notice something goes off, you have the power to control it. You can remove your senators. You can remove your House of Reps. You can remove them through this process that we're going to discuss, that we're discussing now. So, what does that process involve? The people. This is why your independent local community associations are so important, because it is from there that you guys will now have a meeting among yourselves, call the entire community together. We are not happy of what this man said on TV. We are suffering. We are going to call a town hall meeting. He must attend. If he doesn't attend, again, that's more reason for him. We will let him know that we are called him on this date, this time, to discuss his situation. He didn't attend. Now, with all of that, you can now write a letter to the Independent National Electoral Commission. You write a petition. You see, this is a process now. Now we are looking at process. We're not looking at praying in the sky. We're not praying to anybody. We pray in the sky or to pray to Allah or to Jesus Christ. It's no process. There's no process. You just pray and you pray. Nothing is going to happen. But when we look at the Constitution and you start applying the Constitution, guess what? That is a real process. They cannot hide from it. That is why we need our communities to know this in their local language. Please do tap and share. Help us grow the platform. I understand What TikTok are doing, they've been trying to they're lowering the numbers and they're keeping the thing down, um, and they're switching off the net or whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll continue, but please continue to share. Tap the screen. We welcome gifts. We appreciate you all. Okay. So now we are going to read that again. So now we know that you have the power to write a petition as a community, not individually, as a community, because it says the petition in that behalf signed by more than half of the persons registered to vote in the member's constituency, alleging their loss of confidence in that member. So that means now, because you have the local community association, you can call a town hall meeting. Hang on. Sorry, 1 second. One second. Oh, come on. They are trying to make it difficult for me. I don't want to. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They try to, I don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to just interfere, but we're not going to give up. Please continue to share. You're watching Citizen Network. Please don't forget, we welcome donations, Cash App, PayPal to support us because we need to really get this off the ground. We are trying to raise awareness. We need this to happen in all 55 countries. Yes, you heard me right, 55 countries. All our constitution has been written by colonials. Not one. We did not write one of those constitutions. They wrote it. They imposed it on us. We need to translate it into our local languages. And then in translating it, then the people can now decide, once they start participating, if it works for them, they can either decide to keep it, but in their language, or to change it or get rid of it, because they have the knowledge now of what governance means. That's what the plan is here. That's across the whole of Africa. But you know, that's I'm hoping that that will be the case. Now, so like I said, a petition signed by more than half of the community. This is why having the local independent local community is very, very important. Let me invite you. Let me invite you. Let me invite you straight away. So we'll be talking about this. I hope I'm having network issues. I don't understand. I don't know why this is happening. I'm going to let me invite you. Okay, good. Yeah, you're in. So, hi. Let me see. I was going to bring the other guy. I invited them, but it didn't. I'm having some sort of problem today. I don't know why. I don't know why it's going on. Yeah. Hello. Problem solving. Welcome on board. Let's hear from you. Hello. Hi.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Hello,
much.
everyone.
Hi.
I am just joining.
Yes, I know. I know.
Yes, I'm just joining, so I'm just going to listen and then.
Good. Yeah, and we're really talking about how people can actually record senators. We are going to on section 69 and section 1110. There is a video of Senator Karimi. He was trying to defend the fact that they were spending 140 million naira on buying a vehicle, imported vehicle, when people had not eat, when there's no infrastructure in the community, when they're suffering. And he was saying, "Oh, I've got another. Well, before I came, I've got other cars, bigger cars than that, so it's not a problem." And when they asked him, "Well, the people are not so, aren't you worried about how people are suffering? Doesn't that concern you?" Then he said, "Oh, well, you see, it's not my fault. The roads are bad." Then they told him, they said, "Well, hang on, by the way, you are also responsible for making the roads to fix the roads. That hasn't been fixed." Then he started trying to hide. So on the grounds of that alone, people have the right. It's on camera. People have the right to recall him. And so we are going through the process of
Exactly.
what.
Yes, and this is the yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
hearing.
said, and this is what one of the I
Yes.
call out, especially where people are allowing the illegal mining of gold as
Yes.
well and
Yes. And
using the
that's
money
exactly.
for themselves.
Exactly. The senators are involved in all that. So that these are all things that we can recall. We can call them and recall. There are sections within the that constitution, and we know it's a fraudulent constitution. We know it's been written by the colonials, but we can use it to empower the people enough for them to now decide either they want to get rid of it completely and put something that they believe in themselves, or put a new system. But either way, the people need to be aware of their powers. So that's what we're trying to do on the broadcast. So welcome on board, and I appreciate you very much. And great work that you're doing in many areas. And yeah, please, if you're not already following problem solving, please go ahead and follow. And also, please, we welcome gifts on this platform. Like I said, our goal is to really work on empowering our people through knowledge of their constitution to be able to begin to hold their governors to account and stop and actually ensure that the infrastructure, that the money that is being stolen is used, instead of stealing it, is being used by to fix that through the people monitoring their governance themselves. Keyword: monitoring their governance themselves using the powers they possess within the current constitution. So that's what we're really trying to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Exactly. I just wanted to add to that especially people in the diasporas as well who are able to support, please donate to this cause, help, because it's going to really help things on the ground. To those who are in the diasporas heavily, please support the cause, because Africa is our home, or shall I say, Our Cable Land is our
Equivalent,
home, is
yes.
where we are. Our Cable Land is our home is where we are. Uh, Sometime maybe going to spend most of our time, and ultimately going to stay connecting with our people over there. If you have the spirit of Africa in you and you love Africa, wherever you are, whoever you are, please support the cause, because we are not saying that this is going to be a small task. It's a mammoth task, and there are other factions to it. So, uh, yes, we need everyone's help in any way, big or small. Yes, please support our brother,
Thank you.
and
Not just
be
me, so and
constantly
ourselves. We're all
monitoring
doing this
us.
together. We're all doing this together.
We're all
We're
doing this
all
together.
of us,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
and a very good point about diaspora. You know the beauty about what we're doing now. Those of us in diaspora, we will, if the people start taking action themselves through the spreading of the awareness and the knowledge of the constitution, guess what? It will remove the need for us in diaspora to be sending money home. In fact, our brothers and sisters at home will be saying, "What are you
Yes.
doing out there? Come back home."
Yes. Absolutely.
So it is really in our interest in the long run
Absolutely.
to begin to do this, and we have to be. Well, like I said, we've got a number of stakeholders we want to be talking to, and we'll be having more meetings. Probably after the show, problem solving. It's okay. I might, after about maybe between 3 and 4 this afternoon, I might do an hour meeting or something. We'll try and I'll send an invite out so that we can, if it's
Okay.
possible, that way we can discuss it and things, and behind the scenes, and bring people on, because we need to be we're doing the work, but we want to actually be able to have that document ready so that we can then present it to the general
If we
public.
can do that, is it possible to do it tomorrow? It's just I'm not in a place where I
I'm with
can
you. I'm
really
with you. By the way, everybody, as we are speaking about this, tomorrow is my birthday.
Saturday.
Tomorrow is my birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday, and
Wow! Happy birthday! Oh my
yeah, it
God!
is tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday, and
Happy solar return!
yes, exactly. It's right in the cusp, isn't it? It's in the
Happy solar
it's
return!
I
Yes.
share.
Wow!
So
It's right on the cusp. Oh my God! Oh my
yes,
God!
yes. So um,
Wow!
so
So
what
you
I
are
so
yeah, you are Cancerian as well.
yeah, it's in there, isn't it? So, but what's gonna happen is I'm most likely going to be occupied tomorrow, unless maybe later in the evening. But I'm not too sure because I have to be, there's one or two things I will be done, and I'm gonna be, so I'm gonna
Sure,
be
sure, yeah,
occupied
yeah.
there. But today, I just thought I'd let everybody know tomorrow is gonna be my birthday, and I'm thankful that we're here, and and I mean it's sunny today as well, so it's kind of like a good, it's a good omen if you like, as they say. But yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Enough of that. Let's go back to the. Enough of we'll come back to that.
Saturday.
Yeah. So we might do Saturday.
What
Yes.
about Saturday?
Yes, we can. In fact, we'll do it Saturday.
Saturday's
Yeah, we'll do Saturday. So
okay.
about the same time, round about 2 o'clock again on Saturday. We'll do that. So I'll send the invite out to people, the Zoom
Yes,
link out.
yes.
So Saturday will be good. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Okay, now, so like we're saying now, the reason why we are talking about the need for us to um, know the powers of recall that we possess, it's very important. And I'm sure if you have, where you have a constitution, be it French or English, these powers will be in there because the people who wrote this, they are one and the same. They're the colonials. They just change it into English or French. That's it. It's the same system. Um, I'll give you an example of why I'm saying this. We found out, we've been talking about the colonial tax that the French have been taxing the 14 African francophone nations. Well, it turns out that it was not only France that was taxing colonial tax. The UK is also doing it. Like I said, on this platform, we broke the fact that 45% of the income, monthly income of those countries that are in the Commonwealth is being taken. They have to pay that in to the UK. Nothing else but colonial tax. Yes. So this is what I'm saying. It's a system. These are systems. It is really important we understand these are systems that they put in place to keep us pinned down and oppressed and keep us impoverished in our land. And we have to break free. We must break free. And thank you, Problem Solving, for actually sharing the video that I did as well. And I've seen a lot of reaction from it, from people. So please continue to like that video and share because this. I mean, there's more to bring out about it, but I want to wait for a while first, and I'll bring the second part of it because there's more to it, and it's more. I mean, and
Of course, yeah.
so it's quite when you think about that, when I saw that, the level of, I couldn't believe that, for so long we were just thinking it was just the French, not knowing that exactly the same
Yeah.
thing is happening to 17 African countries, and I'm going to list those
Because
countries.
they are the colonial masters
That's
and they
correct.
will put they have made sure that they put system in place.
That's it.
I that post, the one that I shared with yours with you inside that
Yes.
post is the I have been getting a lot of backlash from my people, from our own people who are saying these are our own people who are saying where is the evidence?
Hang on.
Where is the
Can
evidence?
can they have they provided any evidence about the French colonial tax? Is there any evidence of it?
Why would they put that? Why would they put? I want to say that that's exactly. Why would they put that in the public domain for you to see?
Thank you. Thank you.
Why would they put such a thing in the public domain for you? Because it will be going against everything that they are telling you about.
Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, we stand on our own. We stand on our truth. Whatever they want to say. I mean, it comes from very very, yeah, very very good place. Put it that way. And it's the facts
Yeah.
that many of us have not been aware of. We didn't know any of this, but now thankfully it's here, and it confirms. Why should we be surprised? I mean, I was initially I was surprised, but then I actually thought, hang on, why should I be surprised? That's what the French have been doing, barefaced. So why wouldn't the
Yeah.
You English do it? So yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, this is what I want to. This is what I want to say. I wanted to add that when you bring things like this up, you will see. you know. So
Mm.
that will
Yeah, the
that
African
will cause
Americans.
you,
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
that will come up and start to attack you for bringing such a thing. How dare you say that? You know, there's a lot of abuses on that, and I
Yeah.
am throwing it back because not receiving anything from anybody. I'm
No,
not taking
no,
any qualms from
no,
anybody.
no.
So there are certain type of whereas majority are surprised
Mm.
that this is happening. There are a few that are saying, so the these are from the non-blacks themselves. They are
Yes.
saying, oh, so you are here. So this is the other opposing argument. So you are here. You are claiming, your people are claiming what do you call it, universal tax credit and all of that. They are living in big houses and all of that. So my counter argument is that the system, is this the system you're telling me about that my own people walk into? I have worked in this country for 20 years and I've barely used any of those things. And anyway, when you go into it, you know, the hands are giving you, one hand is giving you and the other hand is
Thank you.
taking back.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
what is the benefit of those system? It actually promotes laziness. When you sit in any of their universal tax credits that the government is giving, it doesn't make you think about your own self. Again, take accountability. It's just like the religious system where they give you something that makes you domicile in their taxing system or in their credit system. You just depend on that. If you have no mission at all or anything in life, yes, that's a good system. You can sit there, stay there, receive their money, and they will take it back. There are people who know how to receive those systems. So he was saying, so this person was just saying to me, I said, I have studied in this country, pay tax in this country, pay more tax, and I'm still abused. You know, I'm still racist against, I'm still being discriminated against
Ready to assist or
by the
just
color
yeah,
of my skin.
yeah, yeah. It's
You
it's
know,
it's
and yet I will count how many times I have used the NHS
yeah,
system.
yeah,
Since I've been in this country over 26 years, I can
yeah.
count how many times
Mm.
that I have used it, which is not more than 10 times in
Exactly.
26 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's but the thing is, it's not even. Let's just. I mean, that for me, that's a redundant argument anyway from their part, because the fact of the matter is that when something is wrong, whatever you try, it's almost like they're trying to justify. Oh, that's happening. Well, you're getting something, so be quiet. That's not the point.
Yeah,
The point
not the
is,
point.
people have. This is exploitation of an entire group of
Country
people,
that is
countries,
here, that's not even
the
using your
continents,
system.
the entire
They're not
continent.
even using your system.
No, no. So there's no justification for it. And obviously, they do not want to, by the fact that this is coming out now, they consider that, oh, so this is now out as well. What else is going to come out, So,
Yeah.
yeah, well, something else will come out, in time. It will do.
So
So,
there's a lot of victim blame. The other thing again is that the victim blame, they can talk about the shallow cost,
yes,
but you as an African or a black, you can't talk about the slavery and
exactly, exactly,
the
exactly.
colonialism that they've done. So
Yes.
there's another element of it, the victim blaming, that when you start talking about it, oh, you can't talk about this. You guys want to be here and you don't want to pay anything. So
That's
should that be the
that
point? So this was what he was saying, and
the,
I the conversation is still going on in the comment section as
tell
we
tell
speak.
him tell him tell him that are we paid the same for the same job? Ask him that question.
Yeah,
Ask him that question. Just ask him. Just ask. Because I'm telling you for a fact, the same job, the same title, the same everything, you're paid less.
exactly.
It's not
Yeah,
it's not even a question. It's a fact. So when we say these things and we're exposing this, I'm not even, I don't want to even go veer there. I'm just focusing on Africans knowing what we need to know, because we have to fix our continent. That's all I'm interested in.
exactly.
I don't want to
Yeah,
waste time on talking about what they're doing. I want to work, what are we doing and how we can empower ourselves. So yeah, but we're talking about that. But great job on that. So now going back to the issue of the recall, it is really important that we empower our communities. Like I said again, this is applicable to all parts of Africa where they've written the constitution either in French or in English. It's the same thing you will find. I promise you. The evidence of what I just said now is the fact of the colonial tax. You see, the French have been doing it, the British have been doing it covertly, and it's the same system. It's the same system. They just make a little variation, but it's essentially the same thing. Extraction of wealth from you by hook or by crook. That is it. So now, going back to the recalling of the members, this is why it is important to make sure that there is a monthly meeting with the independent local community associations and regular assessment of your infrastructure, and that meeting calling the following people to those meetings: local government chairman, state house of assembly member, house of reps, senators, governors, to attend that meeting. Because now you are trying to make sure they get accustomed to the fact that you are aware of your rights in your language and you are holding them to account. More importantly, you are monitoring them, which is our role. That is our role as sovereigns, to monitor our government, to make sure they keep in line. But if you don't know those powers, you can't use it. That is why we're saying it has to be in local languages. So you see, I've interjected between, before you came, I've been talking a lot in English, but then I'll go and switch into Yoruba and talk about it. So in that vein, let me talk about the section 69 in Yoruba now, in its full entirety. I've got a copy of it. I've only done up to 653 in the booklet on the website www.citizenwa.org, but I have done a particular one for this particular discussion today about recalling the senators, and it's in Yoruba. I've read the section 69. I'll take the opportunity to read that up again for you, problem solving, and for others who may be joining us. So the powers for recalling the senators is section 69, which says a member of the Senate or the House of Representatives may be called as such a member if there is presented to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission a petition in that behalf signed by more than a half of the persons registered to vote in that member's constituency, alleging their loss of confidence in the member. And B, the petition is thereafter in a referendum conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission within 90 days of the date of receipt of the petition, approved by a simple majority of votes by the votes of the persons registered to vote in that constituency. What does that mean? It means now, because you've been having, you see, the need for us having the local community is very important, because it does two things. One, it keeps you all aware of what the government has done or not done. And once you have that information, you are now able to judge about whether the person who is in that position is serving you or not. Now, once you now judge that he's not serving you, you can now write a petition as a community to the Independent National Electoral Commission. And once they receive that petition within 90 days from the time that you wrote it, they now trigger an election. A simple majority by you all participating and being aware of what's going on. It's only going one way. That person will be, you will be voting him out of your constituency. So you have that power. That's the point we're trying to make here. You have that power. And this is really very important to understand for our communities, because a lot of communities believe that they are powerless. But I'm telling you that you are powerful. If you just take your mind away from that Bible and the Quran for a second and actually read a document that gives you the power, you write a petition, on the basis of the petition, a vote takes place where you have all voted to say we don't trust this man, we want him to be recalled. And then when you now carry out elections, you have that power to now choose the person you want to choose. And the person that is going to come in will know if he does not do what you guys want, the same thing that happened to the last guy will happen to him as well. So there is incentive for them to do what you want. That is real power. That is real power. But that is why they don't want you to have it in your language. They don't want you to have this power in your language.
I wanted
Yeah.
to add something there.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, they don't. I want to add something because when it says I'm just referring back to the first 14A
Yeah, the petition.
Constitution. That word sovereignty
Yeah.
has, yeah,
Yeah,
the
14A,
word
sorry.
sovereign to the
Yeah,
Constitution.
14.2a.
I mean,
Yes, yes, yes. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So
Yes.
the word 14.2a, yeah. So the word sovereignty has power because when you have that power of the people, it is more likely than when you have that power. I just feel that the petitioning aspect of it, it seems like you are begging for something that it's already yours. So the way that I've seen communities like that, sovereign communities like that, right, is in a way of affidavit, which give the power
Yeah, I mean that's
of their government responding.
yes. I mean
Because
that's
petition means that you are begging somebody.
yeah. I mean what definitely that can be said. I mean I'm only going purely the reason why I don't want to put any extra to it is because I want it's very important to really
Sure,
reflect
sure.
what the constitution states. Now there are things we can add to put pressure, and certainly the affidavit is another backup that via the law courts to support that petition, making sure that it's actually listened to, it's actually attended to,
Yeah.
in that way. So
Yeah.
you're right in what you're saying, and of course we know those systems. If you do not apply all that you know to it, they will try and find ways to try and not carry out the things that
Exactly.
need to be done. So there is definitely something for that area, for that of that factor. But I am saying it when all communities are doing this. Do you know how many? Oh, you know how all of them will just realize one of
Exactly.
the overwhelming weight of people carry knowing their rights would just they will be totally overwhelmed, and they'll just say, oh, we have to comply, we just because it's just too many people are kind of and that's what the power is. I mean, the other day the lady was saying that in this country, um, Christian churches they've been closing for the last 40 years, and many Europeans don't go to church because when they go to church now, maybe 10, maybe 15 people, and the churches are closing down because it's expensive to run. But here we are in Africa, going to these places, believing that going to these places, believe that we can, we believe in that stuff. When clearly it has nothing to do with running your day-to-day life. It's just meant there to occupy your mind. And those who are here have chosen that no, I don't want it to occupy my mind. I want to use my time for a better thing than be occupied with something that's exactly going to hold me back. And people don't understand that concept. So I just wanted to just put that in there. Welcome on board, Peace, African Hope. And it's great to have you on board. Um, we're talking today about how people can use the power of recalling of their senators in their community, where the senators do not do what the people want. I showed a video of a senator that is buying a 140 million naira car when the people are not having good roads, water, light, school, bridges, healthcare, and he's trying to make excuses that he's justified. Well, I'm trying to tell the people not only are you justified, you also have the powers to recall him. So you have a petition, and that petition, once it's taken in, and then within 90 days, then an actual election can take place whereby you can now vote out via a simple majority more than half of the community coming together and voting him out. That is the real power that people possess. And it's not in the Bible, it's not in the Quran, it is the people, it is in the people, it's their collective effort together. And it's really important that our people understand that. But I'll be, I'll call you on to say one or two things. Let me say this again say it in Yoruba, because just for context, when you're hearing me say this in Yoruba, I want you to imagine you saying this in your own language. So be it Igbo, be it Hausa, be it Ga, be it whatever. It is about making sure that the people know those things, these powers in our language and how to use it. Our language is central to making this change. Our language is key because once we speak and people understand, they can stand for their rights without anybody having to stand up for them. That's the key to what we're trying to achieve here. Okay, so now I'm quickly going to go to that section 69 and bring that 69 and bring that up. So now, section 69 in Yoruba says this. A lè pe ọmọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin tàbí ti ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí ó bá níbẹ̀ ní nígbékalẹ̀ sí alága ti ìgbìmọ̀ ìdìbò òmìnira ti orílẹ̀-èdè kan ìwé ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí ó fọwọ́ sí ní ipò yẹn nípa díẹ̀ sí ju ìdajì àwọn ènìyàn tí ó forúkọ sílẹ̀ láti dìbò ní agbègbè tí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn ti ń sọ pé wọ́n pàdánù ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé wọn nínú ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn àti. Now, the first part I read now is about petition. The first part that I read in Yoruba now is about the petition. It's important. I'm putting that in between so that you can. Let's make sure that we are comfortable when we hear ourselves speak our language. Embrace that, and it's important we understand that it's connected to the direct interpretation of what is in English. Ultimately, what we want is the English will no longer be what we are going to be using in our countries or the French language. We'll be using an African language. Very important we understand that. Oh, one sec. Oh, somebody just texted me now. Oh, can I take this? One second. Evening, can you carry on for a second, please? Let me just 1 second, if you can. 1 second. Okay. Could you just answer? Could you answer? Ah. Yeah, are you about to go?
Wait, just tell me that I have left.
Okay.
Maggie.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
I'm closed.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, see you later. Bye. Bye. See you later, Maggie. Bye. Yeah, we're back. Sorry about that. Just have to take that call quickly. Sorry about that. Yes. Yeah, we're back. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? You can. Yeah, you can. Okay. So yeah. So the first part I read is about petition. Now I'm going to read the second part. The second part, which talks about the actual voting, the simple majority, because it's only the people in that community that's going to be voting, nobody else. Only the people in that community that have taken the action to remove the senator that can vote. And they can now decide. The fate of the senator is in their hands. The fate of that senator is in their hands. And that is real power. We have to understand that. Many people, please help us. But because you don't understand the process, and that's why we're taking the time to talk about the process like this. Of course, there are things we need to do as well, but we have to take control of that process. And that way, we can now dictate where the kind of governance we want, even the kind of laws that are going to be put in place. We can dictate it because we are actively participating in our local languages. So the second part of it goes like this. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà jẹ́ lẹ́yìn náà ní ìdìbò tí ó ṣe nípa ìgbìmọ̀ ìdìbò tí orílẹ̀-èdè olómìnira láàrin àádọ́rùn ọjọ́ tí àwọn ọjọ́ tí gbígbà tí àwọn ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí a fọwọ́ sí nípasẹ̀ kan tí ó rọrùn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú àwọn ìbò tí àwọn ènìyàn tí ó forúkọ sílẹ̀ sí ìdìbò ní ti ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ka constituency. So really, again, it's about reiterating the fact that by a simple majority, which it states under section 69, which I will read to you again, by a simple majority, the new you can get in a new person and you vote out that senator that does not care for your community. That is real power. So we are going to be bringing this up. I wanted to, and this can be done for both the senator and the House of Reps. So we can do the exact same process, but all that process requires one thing: to have an independent local community association that is regularly meeting every month. Imagine if you suddenly want to try and do this without meeting every month. It's going to be very difficult because you don't understand what is going on. Many people will be easily be put away. And that is why the system doesn't want you to have an independent local community association monitoring it on a monthly basis. Because once you have that in place, you are monitoring the government and you have real power over the governance. Because why? Like the problems have been said, you are a sovereign. You are exercising your powers of sovereignty. Miss Lady, oh yes, welcome on board. Welcome. Let me bring you on board. So yeah, I'll bring you on board straight away. And I've not seen. Welcome on board. Yeah. Hi. Hello, Miss Lady.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings. So we've been
You went over one of
the Constitution, yes, sections. We are going to over two sections today. So you are just in the middle of the first one, section 69, talking about the powers to recall the senators away from their post and actually take them away. So that's what we're talking about. And if you have you noticed something on the screen, Miss Lady?
yes,
Ah,
yes, good job.
so thank you. Well, so we're doing that. I'll just quickly run that. Then I'll let Peace Africa Hope. We need some updates from Peace Africa Hope a little bit. Then get back onto the topic as we are. So before I go ahead, just want to just round off that section 69 is real power that we need our people to know that they have in the communities to take change, to make the change. And we have to have that spoken in our local languages. So yeah, let me pause there for now. Peace Africa Hope, welcome on board. You've been waiting for a while. Thank you for joining. Let's hear from you. Do you have any updates for us? Firstly, what do you think about what's been said so far? And what updates do you have for us? Thank you.
Yeah, surely I'm happy. I'm really very, very happy.
Thank you.
Very happy for so far where we are going. And the way you've explained it,
Yeah.
it is really understandable to anyone. And
Thank you.
the best way to handle the explanation that affects majority. Yeah, the topic of today, where one has been applied in my area where I educated, actually, even member of parliament by then. In 2020, if you can even research, they had to recall the speaker.
Whoa.
Yeah, because of the conduct.
Whoa. You guys, do you see? Did you?
Look it up.
I haven't spoken to Peace Africa Hope. I didn't even know this. So you see that this actually works. Guys, are you listening? I hope you. Wow. Go ahead. Tell us more, please. Tell us more. Wow. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I remember that the vote was over 281 to 200 by then.
Wow.
There was dancing and then and so on, but when Tshisekedi went to power,
Yes.
the speaker was a strong ally of Kabila by then.
Okay.
So the motions would be in favor of demeaning the government.
Mm-hmm.
So through my teachings with the people, there happened to be a minister called Serfuri representing us there.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about it and he attended some of my lectures, It was a short bit, it was in the morning because I always teach in the morning. So it happened that he got interest, moved the motion, and so they tried to subpoena the speaker. You can look it up in 2020.
What's it called? Can you tell us? 2020. Wow. I need to.
In 2020.
Okay. What?
You try to look it up. It was even broadcasted. If I remember very well, I don't still recall, but
Do you know that? Do you you know that TikTok have now restricted us again? And it seems to happen when I bring.
I know. No way. I know why. We are doing a significant change, you know. We are doing a significant change. And for me, actually, I was supposed to, I saw an invite much earlier, but I could not manage to join because there was a shootout in my area.
Whoa!
A little pew-pewing.
Pew-pewing.
And aliving. Yeah.
How many now?
So,
how many?
There were 5 absurd, 2 pregnant women. So it was really so devastating. Yeah, I have one that escaped, but of course it is not promising. I don't know if they will be alive. They're in a sick bay. We have a small clinic, but we don't know if we'll survive. But anyway, that is the current. However, as for the topic of today, I'm really very, very happy and impressed because you're talking about something. By the way, I've done this before. What you're doing, I've done it before me. I've done it really, and it has worked. Yeah, some have been a success, some have not. So it's to just keep trying as long as you put out the information. Whatever the people use the information for, it doesn't concern you. Yeah, just put it right, spell it right, without having interpreting it to inform people of your own understanding of the law and of the constitution, but to what it really states. Yeah.
I took your advice. Once you said it, I took that advice. So I made sure that I don't put any of my own feelings in it. I just strip it, only what is said there, and no more. Because you're right. They need to be able to know that that's what they will find there. Now, if they want to do something extra, that's a different matter altogether. But wow.
Yeah, it's a different matter.
But
so it really works so hard.
Wow.
It works so hard that even being at the border, that I even educate more people and so on. You find that even some people on the Ugandan side that took lessons also implied the same thing. So it worked really. It worked for me, and actually, it's when it drew attention on people trying to silence whatever I was doing, discredit it, and so on, because the significant was the stakes were much higher, and the people had gotten even more interest in learning more of understanding. This is why you saw there were very many strikes in Goma by then, very many strikes against the political leaders, and then also the constitution was abused by giving more powers to the former president
there you go.
than the current president. So all that mixed emotions with the people and so on, and whatever I had taught them, it became a huge thing.
Wow.
Really, it became a huge thing.
Wow.
So they've also done 2 impeachments on their senators.
Wow.
In different regions.
Wow.
So really, it works with the trainings. It works with the teaching. As long as you're focused, you know what you're doing, because the government can hold you in contempt in case they feel there's something going the other way around. So really, I'm so happy. I'm so impressed. Keep up. I've been there before. I know what it means. So yeah, we shall reach there with time.
Thank you. I'm honestly, I'm really grateful for your comments, because I wasn't expecting anything like this at all. I did this straight away. It's my gut feeling. I guess my ancestor was saying we need to talk about this more. We need to talk about it more, and it just really literally it came to me to do this. And before we knew it, I started talking to problem solving. In fact, it was Werner who was saying we must start now. I actually wasn't, I didn't think anything in this way. I always had an idea, but I thought, no, it's not gonna. But once problem solving and Werner said, let's start this thing, and then we start. And now look at what this is now something that is now a reality. And And honestly, I want to bring. I'd like. We'll be having meetings. I'm gonna. Please, if you don't mind, inbox me your number, or I can send you the link. Anyway, I'll send you the link. Either way, I need you to be part of it. Um,
It's okay. It's okay. Actually, if you want to look it up, if I remember, it is around 11th
oops, oops.
2020.
11th of
Al Jazeera covered that.
11th of
You
when?
can look at it there.
11th of when?
11th December 2020.
Okay, I'll look at it. 11th December 2020, Congo. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we are going to actually show a test case of it working. Fantastic.
Yeah. So they think that they are working out slowly by slowly.
Mm.
So all we have to do is concentrate,
Mhm.
and it's not an easy task.
Mm-hmm.
And also, be out of TikTok,
Yeah.
you should have classes,
Mm.
classes of a few
Yes. Yes.
people.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. That's what. That's.
classes of a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you will
Wow.
manage. I can see so far where you've reached is not bad.
Thank you. Wow. I mean, it's.
Surely it's not bad.
Wow. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
why I'm not usually participating at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this, so I always want to first listen to you, the way you're articulating the points, and the way you're communicating to people. But what I can tell the people out there,
Wow.
this is the reality that we should live in. This is it should be the modern trend whereby people know that they own actually the country, not the people they put into power. They own the decisions they make, not the people in power. And the constitution is their mandate, yes, and their rights, and it's their instrumental power. Just like you breathe in the air to survive, that is the same way they should take in and consent what is in the constitution. And by the way, it's only the people who can vote for an amendment to be done in the constitution, or if they see there's a chapter that does not support them, they talk about it and then they can withdraw the motion. I'm trying to say. Also, they have a right to subpoena any senator as long as it could be bad conduct, it could be corruption, it could be, let me see, it could be in a way, in a manner, even just domestic violence to his family. Because if you are a leader, you hold the most biggest position
Mm.
in the community, so you should live by example.
Mm.
And even you should question how a leader having really a jeep of 240 million or 100,000 US dollar vehicle, really, for what? What is your income in the first place? Did you have this money before you went to parliament?
Yeah.
Did you have this money before you represented us?
Exactly.
If you had it, well and good. If you didn't have it, you have to account for where you got it from. That is the money that is meant to be for us, the people. So generally, you will get backlashes on that, I know, but slowly by slowly, people will understand you. And if God helps, I've been invited to Uganda next week. I'll go there to see the best way we can register Peace African Hope Organization. Who knows? Our chapter has started anew. We are going
Yes.
to see the best way we can have
Fantastic.
exchange,
Yes.
learning skills, cultural skills. You could come this way and educate people. I could come that way and also educate. Because, different understanding all over Africa could get us a more understanding of the life and improvement of the people in Africa. Not from one angle, not from one's idea, but a different ideas. Yes, to favor the people. Because now the constitution protects the people, but in actual sense, putting to reality, it is manipulated to support the people in power. Yeah, otherwise, thank you so much.
Wow.
And I hope for the best out of this
Yeah.
activity that you're doing.
Thank you.
As for me, I've experienced it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow. Before you go, those ladies, is there any? Can you send us anything that? Please also give gifts to my brother Peace Africa Hope. and whatever we can. Is there anything what can people do? Can they go to your place to be able to assist in any way? People who may want to give something, is there a place they can go to?
Yeah, they can donate. I have a link in my bio.
Okay.
They can donate to Peace African Hope organization. It's on a GoFundMe.
Okay.
It's run by Bridget because I don't have the way to open GoFund. They asked for a lot there
Yes.
that I don't have.
Yes.
So she opened it
And
for us.
okay.
She runs it very well, and so far so good. They can go and donate. Also
GoFundMe.
help in campaigns.
Yeah. Okay.
Campaigns for peace
Yes.
in DRC.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
then the rest we shall be carrying on slowly by slowly because we are still in a cabbage state, in a devastating state.
Yes. The news.
Otherwise, I'm willing to participate in any teachings.
Yes. Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm.
You need me.
Yes. Would love to have you. I know you're busy. If you can spend some time. What I'll do is I'll send you something. If you're able to join us, we'll gladly have your input because it's invaluable information that you're sharing with us, and we're very grateful. And I'm so sorry about the 5 pregnant women that have been PPU'd and unalived, and the one badly injured. I hope she pulls through it. But these are the kind of reality we're looking at. But thank you so much for taking the time to get in touch. And I will please inbox me your number because I actually want to speak to you one-on-one. I'd love to speak to you one-on-one.
That's okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to share it. I'm
Yes.
going to share it with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Otherwise, we are doing. I'm ready to help where possible, and where you face challenges, I'm ready to advise. I may not be able to support financially.
No. Don't even look at the finance. We're not looking at the finance. Please don't even talk about finance. We're not.
Yeah.
We just need. Forget the finance, please. Don't. What we need is.
I can help ideologically.
That's it.
Ideologically, I can support you emotionally, and I can guide a few things here and there. I learn from you, you learn from me. I can bring links from where I have applied before for them to work, and then share with you as well. You apply them if they can work. So, vice versa. We are going to be promoting this slowly by slowly. You never know. Tomorrow we might be the union of consultation for the resolution of Africa. Yeah.
I like that, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alright.
So everybody, please go and whatever you can give, go to their GoFundMe, go to his page, and go to Peace African Hope page. There is a link in the bio for GoFundMe. Whatever you feel you can give, please give. Please give. It's like I said, our brother here is working tirelessly, and you could see that he confirmed. I hadn't spoken to him. I came out knowing what I just knew this was the right way to go, and he actually confirmed it, and I am so grateful because when somebody says things and it comes out just like you've envisaged it, and you can see that it's actually working and it's actually done it. You know that we are on the right track. We're not here to try and we're not playing games here. We're here to actually empower our people from the ground up. So every help that we can get, be it giving us likes on the page, sharing the broadcast, or giving us gifts, all of that, or using going to the PayPal app and giving us whatever you can give us. All of this is to try and aid us doing more research and to reach more people. Thank you very much, Miss Lady. I am truly, truly, to be honest, the last 5-10 minutes with Peace Africa Hope just now, I'm just, I'm trying to sort of be fine, but I'm jumping inside, going, yes, this is what we need. That's exactly it. Now, but you have to. But I'm getting the message out, and the focus is still on what we're trying to achieve, and we need to do that collectively. And so, please, whatever you can to help in this, you can also play a part. Remember, we're talking about 55 countries. We're talking about 55 African countries. We need to wake up everybody.
And the beauty of this is that when we in diaspora, when we wake up, and when the people at home wake up, the people when we wake them up at home, we in diaspora, we won't have to be sending money home because they will be doing the things they need to do. They will be holding their government to accountable themselves. The system is designed to keep people in the dark. You just had it now with Peace Africa Home. As we were talking, he had to go around and put out, they've been pew-pewing 5 pregnant women unalived. So yeah, of course it isn't. I agree with you, K Rio. It isn't. But what we need to do is when we start taking control of that system, we will put in a system that works for us, more likely to be connection back to our ancestors. But until we get involved in that process, we need to have the opportunity to be able to carry that out. That's where we're really going. But first things first, let the people know their right in their language and how to use it. And what we are trying to do is to empower our people from within each and every community. That's what we're trying to do. So I'm really, oh wow, I'm just like I said, I'm just so immensely grateful. Let me sort of I'm so immensely grateful. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. Oops. Oh, sorry. 1 second. It's just me. Uh, yeah. So I'm immensely grateful to Peace Africa for the work you're doing, and we want you to know that we're with you and we support you. You know, to the to the all the ways we support you, and we are truly grateful for your commitment to your people. And we want this kind of message to go around. This is what we want Africans to do for Africans. We need Africans to step up for Africans. You are my reflection, I am your reflection. And it's very important that we embrace that knowledge, that idea, and begin to actually make sure that we work for the common good. We work for the common good, and make sure that our people begin to understand that what we need to do is to be selfless. We have to be selfless to each other to be able to reach the common goal of actually having a functioning community. We are a community-based people. That's innately what is in us, and we need to embrace that. So what my brother said now is just wow. Like I said, I'm trying to, but I'll roll back a little bit. Let me hear from Miss Lady J, Miss Lady LJ. Welcome back again. Thank you very much. So I don't know, from what you've had now, what would you like to say? Because I'm going to read one more section before I wrap up.
Excited. I'm so excited over here. And also running in and out and going over there and checking PayPal.
Yes,
He said he has a GoFundMe page.
that's correct.
Is it also in Peace?
Peace
Say
Africa
his
Hope.
name?
Yes, it's a Peace African Hope. It's on the page. It's on
Yeah, I
the
believe I've
TikTok.
seen it.
Yeah. Okay.
Want other lives like Kron and
Yes.
was a young lady
Okay.
speaking about helping Congo.
Yeah.
And I'm always just throwing that into
Yeah.
lives to
Personality
help
coach.
Congo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
through her.
Yes.
So I like it when she shows up and she
Yeah.
lets everybody know
Yeah.
that there is something going on to
Mhm.
try to benefit the people of Congo.
Mhm. Mhm.
And peace being here is just such an enlightening and a blessing. So I'm just grateful that people are. And hi, Ralph. I'm glad you came.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, I've been inviting people.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thank you.
I'm just thinking this is wonderful. I'm sorry I missed the part, but I like for you to say it again and again.
I will do. I will do. I will do. I will do. We're gonna. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's wonderful to hear from Peace. Thank you so much, sir, for your service.
It's incredible. Honestly, he truly is incredible. I mean, he has a heart. He has a heart, a huge heart.
It's my honor to serve the people.
Wow.
It's my honor to always serve the people. But do you know the key players in this currently? My voice can't be heard
Yeah.
all along because I'm not that person who is popular.
Yeah.
But now people like you who have a platform to share the information, please use it and share the information as much as you can.
Yes,
And
absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, network. Network issue.
Um, the weather must be bad over there or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So whenever the lady comes on and interrupts the host on panels where they have a large following, I'm sure that is beneficial at, for the awareness for number one and for the collection of whatever you may need, be it money or food or clothes or whatever. Because I think one time she mentioned shoes.
Yes, you
You
did.
need
Yeah. Yeah.
shoes for children.
Yeah, because of the minerals eat into what they wear. They need very hardened shoes to stop it from eating through the shoes because the resources that they're doing there it just makes it very, very difficult for them to walk around.
hello,
Yeah, hello. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Like I was saying, use the platform
Yeah.
before you become monitored like I am now. Yes? Spread the information and the gospel. It will be, you see, we are 52 countries in Africa. Even if we have 20, they are enough. So far as I'm speaking, we can have on our side Burkina Faso, Malawi, Niger. Those are the countries that can side with us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we could get 20 countries, we could change the trend in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we could change the lives of Africans
Mm-hmm.
because you don't need a vehicle of 200,000,
No.
100,000 US dollars, 70,000 US dollars when actually your neighbor is starving. You
Yes.
don't.
No. No.
You don't
No.
need that.
No.
But people think people think that having a vehicle that is expensive, having an expensive house, is actually status and class.
No.
It's not.
It's not. It's
Class is helping people.
yes. Class is helping
Class
people.
is serving the people. Yeah. So the so-called luxury life, you can have a luxury life and you're not healthy. That's not
Mm.
class. You
Mm.
can have a luxury life on and blood is on your hands. That's not class. Class is living the best life that your friends can benefit from, your neighbors can benefit from. People like you are class of another level because you share the knowledge you have with other people at no cost. That is class now. That is noble. You see. So we have to educate people to learn that as well. That material does not symbolize rich and
Mm.
does not represent class. So that is something else we should teach the people. Otherwise, I'm happy with you people, those who can support us and support the Peace African Hope Organization cause. Please welcome, and I'm looking forward to invite you to join Peace African Organization at large after registration in Uganda next week. So you will be having the powers of partnering with us. You can open Peace African Hope Organization in your countries, and we can have a union whereby we will be having to talk about issues like this and more issues affecting Africa and seeing the best way we can elevate it. This is the way African Union was supposed to be. This is the way the European Union was joined. This is the way the American referendum was formed. So we should form our own as well. We should form our own that is looking at prioritizing our people and educating our people, having food security as priority. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
And as
Thank
the
you.
team we are very okay and we are ready to go.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Problem solving. Follow that, please. Follow that. Please. Follow that. Follow that,
You know,
please.
I think what Peace Home is doing is really really big. I can really see that when he says the Peace African Union in different country, I can see that that is it's just going is showing the example, evidence of what he's doing is working. So this is the system that we want, the system that is actually working, and we want to be able to mirror that pan. Yeah, we want to be able to mirror what the brother has done, and even starting from the cradle of humanity as well, from Congo, DRC,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. Very significant.
New ancestors are very significant. The new
Yes.
ancestors are waking up through the brother. So I'm really happy. I think yes, I'm going to look forward to to being part of that.
Yes.
So citizens AY. So let's think about being part of the
We have to. We
Peace
have to.
African
Yeah.
organization.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I'm kind of seeing they're just throwing in there as well. There is a way where we can actually have common trade, common sharing of resources that can help all of us.
That's
So
the thing.
this is the picture that they are showing me. This is the picture that the ancestors are showing me. So brother, wow.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know if I can speak to you, if we can speak to you personally. So if you come to that meeting, we really
We'll,
like to have you on board
we'll,
on that meeting,
we will.
honestly.
We will. We will. We'll
So we
organize it.
can have this conversation because the question that I want to ask, I don't want to
No.
I
Don't ask
don't
on
want
air.
to mention that on TikTok. Yeah,
No.
so that's
No.
I will just suspend my comments for now,
Mm.
and we can talk at the meeting. But thank you so much, brother. You're doing such a great work, Peace Africa, honestly. So we're honored to have you here and to have you being part of this as well. And yes, and to exchange. This is our cable land rising,
Yes.
and we are rising. We've risen already, so we'll
Exactly.
continue to.
Continue.
So
Just
it's
gonna
nice
get
to
higher and
it's
higher.
nice to see it's nice to see this. So please keep us informed of
Yes.
things that are going on the ground in DRC because we also like to hear that from the horse's mouth. Well,
Yeah.
from the horse's mouth or from
Yeah.
just as they usually
From the
say in
source.
Nigeria.
Straight from the source.
From the source, yes,
Yeah.
from the source. So
Yeah.
we do like to hear.
Yeah.
We would like to hear that as well.
Yeah.
So
And
thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
thank you. Miss Lady says stay safe as well. Peace Africa, please stay safe. And everybody again, I'd like to reiterate, go to the website, go to this page, Peace Africa Hope. Whatever you can donate, there is a link for the in the bio for the GoFundMe. Whatever you can give, please go there and do so. Let us thank you very much for that problem solving. Let's bring in Earth Angel Divine. Let's hear from you. Go ahead. Let's hear from you. Welcome on board. Angel, can you hear me? Are you there? Yes, you are there. Good.
Yes, I can.
Grand Rising.
Yes, I can. Grand rising to everybody.
Grand
family.
Rising.
I am feeling great right now because I can actually feel, and you guys might not believe it, but I'm actually seeing it happening. I can feel a weaving of the fabric, the main people that are needed to create this master movement. I actually see it happening. I mean, there's so many different platforms that is on the same page, has this same agenda, and if we all come together and form one great union, it's the same pattern Africa will follow and form a union because this is what we've been preaching since day one. If we can unite Africa, we will have no more. We'll have our own problems, but these other problems that are unnecessary will eliminate all of that because we'll have control over the minerals and the resources coming out of the soils of Africa, and hopefully with the people in place, they will actually turn around and put the proceeds back into the people because you can't enslave the people and not maintain them.
Exactly.
So I am so happy for what I see going on here. I am
Brilliant.
so happy.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your contributions here. Now, I'm gonna quickly do something. So we're gonna do the second part of this discussion now. Before I go forward, again, I'm gonna read to you section 14.2a and 14.2c, again in Yoruba language. Very, very important. I'll read it in English and in Yoruba because we need people. We have to repeat those words. And in Nigeria, that people know, it becomes something that they will hear. It's like we are, when you repeat it, people start. It starts
growing and start having imprint in the mind. That's why we are repeating it. We are trying to put an imprint, a positive imprint in the mind that's going to activate our people to know they have the power to take action in English and in Yoruba. And I want others to join me. If you're Igbo, if you're Hausa, and other countries as well, we need all of us doing this, and do live as well. Do a live broadcast. Believe in me, I will join you. I may not understand your language, but I will join you and I will share it, because this is what we need to be doing. So before we go too far, we're going to read section 142A of the Nigerian Constitution, which talks about sovereignty. Remember, you are the sovereign and you possess the power, and all of that is borrowed from you by your government. Hence why they say 142A, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You see that the government derives its powers and authority from the people, of which we all are, the sovereign. As a sovereign, we are collectively and individually, we are sovereigns. Very important point to make. Now, the second part of it, no, I'll read the Yoruba part, so then I'll read the second part. So the Yoruba translation of that, direct translation, goes like this. Abala kẹrìnlá ẹsẹ̀ kejì. A. Ìjọba jẹ́ ti àwọn ènìyàn Nàìjíríà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ẹni tí ìjọba nípasẹ̀ òfin orílẹ̀-èdè ń gba gbogbo agbára àti àṣẹ rẹ̀. So again, it just means what I said about sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through its constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Straight translation into Yoruba. And the key word for Yoruba people is to know that they have Ashe àti agbára. Ashe àti agbára. And that actually, when you know that, it empowers you from within. You stand straight up. You are clear in your thought process. Your delivery to question and demand what is rightfully yours as a sovereign is clear, direct, no ambiguity. And that is why that message needs to be very consistent. That's why we'll keep repeating it over and over again. Secondly, we're going to talk about the 142C, where it talks about the participation. That simply backs up the sovereign. Because you're a sovereign, it now backs that up for you to now ask questions. So 142C goes like this. The participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. One more time. The participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. Again, what that does is that now that you understand you are sovereign, you now exercise that sovereignty by participating in your governance. And the participation includes you questioning your government, you writing to them, you calling them to meetings on a monthly basis, you checking on them, you making sure that if they fall out of line like a senator has just done, you use the powers of recall under section 69 of the 1999 Constitution. You use those powers to recall them and get in the appropriate senator that will come in. You remind them of section 2C that talks 16.2C that talks about that you have the government should provide you with health care, should provide you with a minimum wage, should make sure you have a safety and shelter. All of these are things that flows from you knowing that you are sovereign. The sovereignty really is the foundation. And it's very important that we spread that message. And in other languages, you will see that in other countries, it will be a different thing, but it's in a sense the same idea about sovereignty and how to use those powers. That's what this really is about. So we're going to go on now. I've done section 69, which I briefly talked about the fact that you raise a petition and the community. But all of that is always based on having a plan in place. What's a plan? A plan is having an independent local community association in place. That plan, within that community association, you are taking regular assessment of your infrastructure within your community. Then you are farming the knowledge of your rights within your community. Everybody knows section 14.2 and 14.2C offhead. And that empowers the community to take the action of going in and making assessments, confident in the knowledge that they know that they're sovereigns. So this is why remembering that is very important all times, and teaching children from the age of 4. And then, of course, now, based on those three things, you now write a letter to your local government chairman, state house of assembly members, house of reps, senators, governors. You write to them, you call them to meetings, and they must attend. And knowing now that you have that power, they cannot refuse to attend the meeting, because if they refuse, you have the power to recall them. Again, this is and all of this must be done in our local languages to empower people within the community, and that removes this fear of governance, because the governance is actually working for we the people. Please do not forget to share this broadcast, like and share. We welcome gifts, and we have a target of gifts and things that we put on there. Help us achieve it doing our broadcast as much as you can. Whatever you can give, if it's like it, you can give. If it's sharing the link and the broadcast, if it's gifting, if whatever, we welcome it all, and we're truly grateful. So that is in essence what we are doing now. Now we're going to talk about that section 69. We talked about section 69 now, where we talked about the people, because they have the system in place, their own independent system that reaffirms their right as sovereigns. They are now able to step forward and question those in government, because they know their rights, again, in their local languages. Very, very important. Now, the next thing I want to do is to just reaffirm that section 69, states again, because you have that system in place at the local level, you can now automatically raise a petition. Once you raise that petition, you send it to the Independent National Electoral Commission, and that's to happen within 90 days. Once that has happened, now you can now carry out an actual process. Let me get the exact words, because I don't want to use the wrong word now. Let me get the exact words they use for that. Beg your pardon, 69. So we're going there in a minute. Okay, so now thereafter the petition, a referendum, because it's within a local area. The referendum that will take place is like a vote, but it's a referendum because it's in a restricted area. It's in that local area that that is dissatisfied with their elected politician. In this case, the senator. And now, once that referendum takes place, once it is over 50% that vote in favor of the recall, that is what will happen. Then when that happens, now they now have an election. So I said it the other way around before. This is actually what happens. The referendum takes place, but that referendum is limited to the local, the constituency area in which that present senator serves. And once the referendum takes place, that is recalled, they now have another election for a senator. So it's important. I wanted to explain that bit there a bit more, so that people understand how this works. Again, all of this is going to be done in local languages. Local languages. I read it before. I'll take a minute to read the Yoruba one because I want us to get familiar. The idea of why we're doing, when I say the languages, we need to be familiar. We need to have our mind, when we hear, we have to connect important information with our language. Right now, when you hear our language, you don't connect important information with our language. You connect it with English or French, official document, all of that. It's all psychology. Now, what I'm doing by putting our language and making our people know, so when they hear those words about Ashe Ati Agbara, straight away they now see the same thing. I have the power to make the change in my community collectively. Now they are beginning to act on that. You see, it's all about psychology. All of this is all about psychology. Now, so let's read that again in Yoruba. Section 69A and then B. A lè pe ọmọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin tàbí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí ó bá níbẹ̀ ní àgbékalẹ̀ sí alága ti ìgbìmọ̀ ìdìbò òmìnira ti orílẹ̀-èdè kan. Ìwé ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí ẹ fọwọ́ sí ní ipò yẹn nípa díẹ̀ sí ju ìdajì àwọn ènìyàn tí ó forúkọ sílẹ̀ láti dìbò ní agbègbè tí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn ti sọ pé wọ́n pàdánù ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé wọn nínú ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn. So that's A. Essentially, they're saying that the people now, having now written a petition where more than half of them have signed that petition that they are not happy with the present senator. The Independent National Electoral Commission now accept the petition, and then they will now institute a referendum within 90 days of the receipt of that petition. And now, so the second bit I'm going to read. Ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà jẹ́ lẹ́yìn náà ní ìdìbò tí ó ṣe nípasẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ ìdìbò ti orílẹ̀-èdè olómìnira láàrin àádọ́rùn ọjọ́ tí àwọn ọjọ́ ti gbígbà ti àwọn ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí a fọwọ́ sí nípasẹ̀ kan tí ó rọrùn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú àwọn ìbò tí àwọn ènìyàn tí ó forúkọ sílẹ̀ sí ìdìbò ní ti ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ká constituency. So again, once the referendum takes place, once it's over 50%, more than a half, you see. So a simple majority of the votes of the registered persons registered to vote in that member's constituency. So the referendum will be a simple majority. In the petition, it's over 50%. We have to be very clear. I want to make sure that's very, very clear. When I read it in Yoruba, I understood that there's something there, so I had to go back and clarify that. So during the petition, it is over 50%. During the referendum, it is a simple majority, because that is all they need. A simple majority to confirm and actually affirm the decision they made in recalling that senator. So that is why they call about Idibo. And that's when I saw that Idibo, because they didn't mention that in that one, in the first one. Idibo is like a vote, kind of like a referendum vote. So you see, I'm making sure that we can see these words in our languages, and that whoever is going to do this kind of work, you need to see those keywords in our language, so that when you say it to the people, they can get a clear understanding of the power they possess at all times in their local languages. Okay, so that's that. Now we're gonna go to. I'm gonna wrap up after I do section 110, because that's for the State House of Assembly members. So what we've just done now is to be able to recall your senators and your House of Reps using section 69 of the 1999 Constitution. And I've used interchange between Yoruba and English. Okay, so now let's go to section 1110 of the Constitution. And I love the fact that what we were saying here, the theory that we were putting forward, was actually proven by the actions of Peace Africa Hope. They actually did this, and it's actually giving me. I'm going to go and look at the work. There's a place that they did this back in December 2020. There's the report in Congo about an impeachment process on one of the senators there, and think. I mean, this is fantastic. So this proves the thinking that we were the idea that we were thinking of is actually something that's actually happening. What we need is for this to happen more and more all over Africa. But it needs people to have the constitution in our local languages. Thank you so much for that, Peace African Hope. I'm really grateful for your for the work that you're doing. So now we're going to section 1110. Again, what we do, we are not going to be reading all parts of the constitution, because it's just going to be too. It's not necessarily relevant to what we want to do now. They are all important, but they have more meaning when you have the key sections understood first. Now, when you now go back and look at it, everything now makes sense, and you can be sure, do you want this in there or not? You can actually be certain about it and move it out, knowing you have the basic information, the key information to be able to make that decision. Thank you very much. Let's go to section 1110 of the Nigerian Constitution. It's to do with the State House of Assembly members. It is similar process, but nonetheless, it is worth saying it. It's not just a question of just saying it. By hearing it and hearing me speak it, what will happen is we are hoping that people will, will be able to, will be able to normalize it in their community. We want to normalize hearing your constitution in your local language. It is important that we normalize hearing our constitution in our local language. We're normalizing it. And then, so when you hear the English, it's foreign to you. When you hear the French, it's foreign. You're not speaking my language. I know my rights in my language. Now that's you claiming back your land in your own language. You see that connection between the land and you? That is what we're trying to bring back. Now, let's go here again. So, Section 110 of the 1999 Constitution. And please, anybody would like, if you have any questions, do let us know. And if you have any suggestions as well, we welcome it. And if you want to participate, get in touch with myself. Leave your number. We have a group. We'll be having a meeting on Saturday. I've just we discussed that live on air with problem solving, and others will be joining on as well. We need more and more people in the struggle. You have a role to play. You can make a difference. Yes, I'm speaking perfect, good English, and that's all good and fine. But what I need is for our people to have the information that they need in their language so that things work for them in their community. So it's not about my English language, never mind that. It's the impact of being able to have a functioning society that is our focus. So when they go to that community, they can have water, they can have roads, they can have light, they can have hospital. None of that will be predicated by whether or not they speak English or French. It's in their language and they're using the powers. These are the things that motivate us on this platform. Please continue to share. We love your support and please help us grow the platform. We appreciate and welcome gifts as well. Please do give gifts. And also, you have the PayPal Cash App there. Whatever you're doing that you give us, all of our efforts is to try and begin to enlighten our people. We need to be able to make sure that the stakeholders are confident in the work and focused on the work that they're going to do within the community. So if they have been able to be funded while they're doing the work, it is that much more so going to be more effective in spreading the knowledge in our local languages. So we really do need your support in what we're doing here. Let's carry on a little bit more. I'll have a little bit of sip of water. My mouth is just a bit dry. So section 110. A member of the House of Assembly may be recalled as such a member. So remember, it's a House of Assembly now. The other one is National Assembly. So there's a key difference. The first one is the National Assembly, and in the National Assembly, we have two sets of representatives. The House of Representatives and the Senator. The Senator is the one that makes the overall, I think 106, and the House of Reps is about 200 or 300 something. I can't remember the exact amount. But it's the House of Reps and Senators in the National Assembly that you have the power to recall. Now with the section 110, you have the power to recall in the State House of Assembly at the state level. It's important to explain that. Okay, so now, a member of the House of Assembly may be recalled as such a member if A, there is presented to the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission the petition in that behalf signed by more than one half of the persons registered to vote in that member's constituency, alleging their loss of confidence in that member. So it's pretty much the same thing as would happen in the case of the Senators and the House of Reps. The only difference is that the title is a different title. In this case, the State House of Assembly member. That's the same. It's the same process, but we will read through it nonetheless. Okay, so now, and then B, the petition is thereafter in a referendum conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission within 90 days of that receipt of the petition, approved by a simple majority of vote of the persons registered to vote in that constituency. Again, you can see it's a similar process. And the point is there, the point being made here is this. At all times, we have to make sure our people know that they possess these powers. So these are three powerful positions that the people possess powers to actually recall. And we need to make sure the communities are aware of it in their local language. To that end, I'm going to read this to you now. Let us read it in Yoruba. So section 1110. Okay, section 1110. Here we go. So those of you on YouTube, you can of course follow me on YouTube. I'm currently on the backup channel of Citizen AY. I've been blocked on YouTube. Probably they might let me back in there tomorrow or next week. But we've got the backup channel for such a thing. Just like we have a backup channel. By the way, follow us on the backup channel on TikTok as well, because You never know. It's called Citizen AY2 on TikTok. Go and follow us there. Just in case, you just never know with this thing. Just in case, you know. Okay, so let's go ahead. Section 1110. Now, in Yoruba, I'm going to read that to you now. A lè pe ọmọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí ó bá a níbẹ̀ ni àgbékalẹ̀ sí alága ti ìgbìmọ̀ ìdìbò ti orílẹ̀-èdè olómìnira ìwé ẹ̀bẹ̀ ní orúkọ yẹn tí fọwọ́ sí nípasẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí ju ìdajì àwọn ènìyàn tí ó forúkọ sílẹ̀ láti dìbò sínú agbègbè àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí ń sọ pé wọ́n pàdánù ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé nínú ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ yẹn. In essence, they're saying that the petition has been put forward by the people of the community because they have lost the trust they have for the person who is the senator for their community. They've lost the trust in that person. Okay, she's about to go off and do something, so I'm gonna. So we will be wrapping up soon, but you know. So, in a sense, explaining section 14.2a. I've already said it in English, and keep in mind it's similar process to what happens to the senators and House of Reps. It's the same process, but it's important to explain it nonetheless and hear it as well in our local languages. So the second part of that now, of course, ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà jẹ́ lẹ́yìn náà ní ìdìbò tí ó wáyé nípasẹ̀ òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè ìgbìmọ̀ ìdìbò láàrin àádọ́rùn ọjọ́ tí ó ti gbé ìwé ẹ̀bẹ̀ náà fọwọ́ sí nípasẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ìbò tí àwọn ènìyàn tí yóò forúkọ sílẹ̀ láti dìbò ní ìyẹn ẹgbẹ́ ka constituency. So in that constituency, it's essentially saying a simple majority is enough for them to now recall that senator because the people have lost their confidence in him, and that vote now means the referendum that took place, because initially the first one is a petition, the second part of it where they come for the referendum is the decision now to confirm and say that he's moved out, and now an election will take place in that constituency with all other parties being able to have a candidate, including the current party in power or the party from which the man that was recalled comes from, will also be able to put a candidate. So it's really important, all of this. I think I'm not going to, I don't want to say too much more now. I want this to sort of sit down in our thinking, to think about it, to see the interaction between having it in English or French into our local languages. You can see that there is nothing that has been said in English that cannot be done in our local language. That is what we are proving. Let me say that again. There is nothing that's been said in either English or French that cannot be said in our local language. Because the people have the local language, our emphasis must be to spread that knowledge in the local language. Really, really important point to make there. And I hope people find that interesting. I'm really grateful for many of you joining and staying this long with us. We've been at this now for quite some time, since 12:30. I think it's now 2.5 hours, 2 hours, something thereabouts. So thank you so very much for being part of this. If you have any questions, and if you'd like to join us, please do so. We welcome comments, suggestions, ideas, and of course gifts. Please don't forget, we got the Cash App there, we got the PayPal. You can donate to us if you want, and if you can. Please always, we would like you to be tapping the screen, intermittently, making sure and sharing the broadcast to reach as many people as possible. And do let us know, how do you find our broadcast? Are you learning something from it? Is it something that you can replicate? Are you happy to replicate this within your own community, anywhere on the African continent? The more of us doing this, the better. We need to bring it. We need a big tent to achieve this. We definitely need that. Citizen AY alone, or problem solving, or Miss Lady LJ, or Peter, Peace African Hope. We cannot achieve this on our own. It is a communal effort, consistent communal effort. We can achieve this together collectively. Miss Lady LJ, I'd like to hear from you. How do you find things so far? We'll be wrapping up in a few minutes, but I wonder if you would like to chip in.
Thank you.
Oh, I found it fine. I found it orderly. I found it peaceful. I found it informative.
Thank you.
It's just great. And the numbers are up to 20 today.
That's it.
There was no over talking or nothing.
No, no, no.
I didn't say nothing.
No, no, no. Were you happy with the reiteration of 14.2 and 14.2C? Was it not too? Was it okay or not fast or anything like that?
Well, you talk fast, but thank God you go over and over.
Okay,
Really,
I'm learning to I'm learning to bring it down a notch and keep reminding me because that helps.
comments too fast.
Okay,
Yeah.
uh,
So repeating the whole thing over and over will get newcomers to hear,
that's
people that,
correct.
didn't hear it the first time.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it'll also, any parts that went too fast, they can hear it again.
That's it.
And when
That's
you
it.
reference what section of the Constitution that it is,
Hmm.
they have an opportunity to go look for it and find it and read it themselves.
That's exactly
But
the idea. Yeah.
it is just great.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to see the numbers up. So if the numbers keep growing
That's it. That's
pretty
it.
soon,
Yes.
and that you actually got the Cash App up and the PayPal, because I did my little test run with PayPal. So
Yeah.
okay, you got that.
Yes. It's
And
there.
I also went to the website for Congo,
Yes.
and I found their GoFundMe.
Yes. Yes.
Oh God, I forgot to save the page in my favorites, but it's okay.
He'll come
You'll
back.
be
He'll come
back,
back.
and you'll be back.
Yes.
Did
Yes.
you come on yesterday? Cause I was looking for you yesterday.
I came
I
on in
didn't
the
see you.
morning. I came on in the morning, but in the evening I planned to, but I just had too much to do, and there was some video editing I was doing behind the scenes, and it took longer than I expected. So by the time I finished it, the time was up. So
Okay.
I had to. But yeah, I did come up
One
briefly
thing
in the morning.
I would like to mention while you're here
Yes.
is the mod powers. You
Yeah.
have to adjust while you're doing the live.
Yeah, 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 yes, yes. You know what? Let me see if I can actually. I'm gonna try and do that now. Actually, whilst I'm speaking to you, that's a good point. You see, this is why.
Yes.
That's why sort of doing things. So let me manage that, and then I'm gonna do that, and I'll do that with So
Yeah. Somebody came in saying something about Jesus is the Antichrist.
yeah. We don't need any of that now. I mean, we're not. I mean,
Right, right. I just told them this is
yeah,
about the Constitution,
yeah,
and I see they didn't do anything,
yeah.
so I didn't have to do anything either
No,
because
no, no.
they straightened out.
Yeah, that's good. That's real
But they
good.
will come. I promise you. As your followers grow,
Yeah,
more of those type of people will come in to disrupt
yeah, yeah,
the flow of the conversation.
yeah, yeah.
Because today it went good.
Thank
Only
you very much.
person
Yeah.
over in
So, what I've done is I've done some things so you'll be able to manage guests and things. I don't want to go into detail, but you'll be able to do certain things. So, that's good. I don't want to say it on air, but you'll be able to do certain things.
Okay, I
So,
understand that. So on Saturday you're gonna do the real meeting where they don't interrupt or
yeah,
try
yeah.
to
W-
block or ban
No, no, no.
or
That
any of
that
that.
that that is off. We're not doing that on TikTok or any platform. We do that behind the scenes. So we just
Oh, I
focus.
mean the other one, where we were last week.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The Zoom one. Yeah, that's the Zoom. Yes, that's Zoom. That's the Zoom.
Yes,
Yeah, we'll be
Zoom
doing that.
meeting.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but thank you so much. Um, WhatsApp. Okay. Yes, WhatsApp me. Ask Divine. If you know what, I tell you what. If you WhatsApp me your number, I'll add you right away. I'm actually doing some things. I'm having to change the phone a little bit, so that'll be fine. WhatsApp me right away, and I'll add you straight away. So anybody that wants to get in, what I mean, inbox me your WhatsApp. Yeah, yeah. Angel, just inbox me your number, and I'll add you into the group. Then you can join. Um, and that is yeah, that's just it's anybody who wants to join, just inbox me your number. I will put you in the group more right away, because we just need to
literally just do that, and it's done. Yeah, it is literally
So,
that straightforward.
yesterday I was in some groups and I mentioned the Constitution,
Hmm.
and I was so surprised at the number of people that didn't even want to talk about it, let alone when I asked, "Do you even know what it says?" They would say they did, but I
No,
doubt it.
no. If they knew, they would look at it and go, right, okay, boom, you know, they would
I
be.
don't think they knew.
No, 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 they don't. Take my word for
So
it, they
they want to
don't.
talk about things about protesting and which politician was better than
No,
the
no,
other
no, 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 no,
politician.
no, no, no.
And I was like, yeah, well, if you know what's in the
Ooh,
Constitution,
Vaname is here. Vaname is here. At last. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to just say that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Carry on.
Miss Verna.
Yeah, she's here now.
Yeah, so that means that eventually they'll start coming in
Yes. Yes.
and bad mouthing.
Yeah.
But
But we
I'll
we
get rid of them.
yeah yeah
First, we'll mute them, and
no.
then if they get too bad, just kick them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Verna?
I know. I'm waiting for her
Oh,
before
okay.
because I want her to say a few words. There we can wrap up because I want to have a little bit of a break now. I think. And then I might come back later on if you know. Ah, by the way, in case you all didn't know, tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh, we did not.
I thought I'd just get under the radar a little bit, but no. Sorry. Oh, Friday. Thank you, thank you. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I welcome any gift from anybody. If you want to, give me something that pre-birthday,
Reload my Cash App and PayPal. I don't know what's going on with Cash App.
that do it.
From time to time, I forget the password
Yes.
for PayPal. So I have to get off and get quiet
Yeah.
and fix all that stuff.
Thank you, thank you.
So I
It's
usually just use the gifts that I have to
yeah,
give when I'm on TikTok.
of course,
And
of course.
somebody asked, why do you give the gifts away? I said they were given to me and I give them to other people.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And it's
Where's Verna?
yeah, no, I'm waiting for her before I drop off. Oh, she is probably away. Oh, there she is. I'm gonna invite her. Oh, she's not watching right now. She may be busy, so she may be busy. But I want to thank everybody that's
Oh,
joined.
it was good. It was good.
Yes,
So you covered two today.
yes, correct.
And,
Yeah, yeah,
and I've heard those two.
yeah.
Um,
And I reiterated
next
16.
time I'll be
I reiterated 16.2c about so that people know that it's still important. It's part of it as well. The one from the last time. So I always like to bring a little bit extra to put it all together. In between the top, the middle, and then a little bit. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you saying?
okay. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I'll
you.
just keep mentioning that to people as well as sharing the lives,
Yes, yes.
watching the number,
Thank you.
paying
Thank you.
attention to those comments.
Yes, yes, yes. So thank you all. So for now, I want to say thank you so very much for joining the live broadcast today. I hope you found it informative. Um, the information that we share here is truly to benefit our community. We need to think along the lines of community, not just individual. When we do that, we benefit as individuals within the community. Remember, we are not no man is an island. Thank you very much, Miss Lady. LJ, thank you very much for that. So I
Let me
appreciate
get
that.
out of here and
Yeah.
fix all my financial stuff.
Yes, of course. Thank you. So what I'll do is I'll be seeing you all. Bye now. Bye now. Bye. So everybody, you take care now. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I may not be back in tomorrow, but it'll be the following day. For now, I want to say thank you so much. Thanks for joining me. Have a pleasant day, and wishing you the very nothing but the best. And let us continue on this journey, and we will free Africa together collectively. I have a friend in Peace African Hope and then Miss Lady J, LJ, Miss and Problem Solving, and all of and everybody on here. Yeah, I share. Thank you, and thank you very much, Angel. Thank you. So talk to you all soon. Bye now. Take care. Bye bye. Bye. boy. So let's have a look at this now. 2507. Okay. Is that all I got in 3 hours? All right. My boo, my cocoa built about this year. Boy, I come by saying. 2407. Live rewards.
Listen to this. We must hold our governance to account. Participate in your governance. You are a sovereign. Listen. Listen to the excuses. We will come and talk about how we can recall them. We are going to talk about how to recall them. Then use that vehicle then. Then use that vehicle. Then use that vehicle. Then all we're asking for you to use that vehicle.
You. Yeah, I'll come back again later. So mine's here.
Listen to this. We must hold our.
So much you ain't saying. Look on she made back up, but I'll touch him all. So what I do? Okay. 7-4. Okay. 4-8-1. Good. So switch that off. Have a break. Sorry about that. Guys, I gotta go again. I was just doing a few. I keep forgetting the phone, but I'll be back later on. Thank you very much. Bye for now.